Viewer discretion is advised. The following podcast contains highly unqualified opinions, friendly banter, and completely biased takes on Rocket League gameplay. All Crash Talk is performed by trained amateurs in a controlled environment. Do not take it personally. Nothing said here is meant to offend, only to entertain and push each other to play at our peak. If you find yourself getting roasted, play better. This is CrashCast. No breaks, all boost.
Alright, welcome to the episode 4 of the CrashCast here. We're back with Thailand's and Car.
Yo.
Yeah.
We're back.
Alright. Unfortunately, we couldn't get any guests today. But here
Fuck
the...
them, we don't need them.
Yeah, fuck them, we don't need them, you're right. To be honest, like,
Yeah.
they were...
We got it covered.
Yeah, we have the OGs. So, but here's the draft prediction scores. You can see them on my left screen right here. I won by, how many points is that?
You won by 4
Four.
points.
Like 4 points, but I will say, granted, I did play the combines and stuff like that, so I knew a little bit more about the people in there. However, there were some throws by the GMs, in my opinion, but we'll go over that. We'll go over that with our tier maker ranking.
Bro, to be fair, man, Justin just did not know C tier and B tier ball.
Dude,
bro.
that's what I'm saying. Like he
Like,
got
what the
shit
fuck?
on. He got shit on with the B tier. You knew. I mean, you weren't correct on any of them, like spot on. But you knew the rounds that they did.
I somehow got witty.
Fucking...
I don't know how I got witty
just
there.
random
that's
one in
crazy.
there.
Like, okay, I'll take it for real. Like, somehow. But okay. Yeah.
And you know, also looking at it, regardless if you guys, I mean, you guys guessed these anyways. But
Right.
like, these were free even if you hadn't guessed them. So like, you were guaranteed 5 points in the S tier. So really, you only scored 5.5. He only scored 6.5. So, which is still good. I mean, like you guys both did actually a lot better on S tier. Shocker.
I mean, like we'll go over the S tier throws. There's some throwing in there. I'm not gonna
Oh, yeah.
When do you want to get to that? Like when we're
We'll get to
tier
it when we
ranking
get
them?
this. Yeah, when we're
okay.
tier
we'll
ranking.
get- we'll get to it
So
when we
we
get to
moving
it.
into it right now then? You want to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
alright.
Bro,
So-
before we start, yo, shout out to Vanilla Wafers, bro. Them
Vanilla
hoes are
wafers.
hard, bro.
Jesus.
Banana pudding, vanilla wafers. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
get us that sponsor card. Get us that sponsor.
Oh yeah.
Nah,
Yeah, all right.
Get the Cheez-It sponsor, dude.
Let's get into it. Goldfish,
Okay.
bro. Goldfish over cheese. It's all day.
Oh,
Both are
wow.
great.
All right. All right.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, but
Bro, factual.
you guys have your C tier recaps, right? Your C tier recaps.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
What? I need to pull this
It's
shit
in the
up.
chat.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Yeah, let me go.
I mean,
let
I
me pull
hope
this
you
up.
pull it up because then you might be lost.
Yeah, honestly, so Nessie's at the bottom, dude. That logo's hideous.
We're not ranking. We're
I'm
not ranking
actually-
logos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
ranking
ranking
logos.
logos.
I'm
the
ranking
teams.
logos.
It's the C tier
team.
team.
I just want to say I'm pretty upset about that, dude. How you gonna do Fishy around like that? Dude, this whole time I thought that bitch was a tentacle until last night when
Oh.
Firefight told me it was like an actual dinosaur. I was like, what the
It's
fuck,
head.
bro?
And it was
Well, I
fake.
don't know
It
if
was
it's a
proven
dinosaur,
fake.
really.
It was
Isn't
proven
it supposed to be
fake.
the Loch Ness monster?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Loch Ness monster.
And it
Dude,
was
I could
proven
have
fake.
sworn the lock. Dude,
The
have
original
y'all seen,
photo is a cropped image from a much larger photo of a person that actually put an RC boat in the water and put this mold around it to make this fake photo. But like, even sent in the original photo to the news and they cropped it thinking it was this big monster. But you can tell by
Allegedly.
the size of the waves that it's a small little thing. But yeah,
well,
so
yeah,
not a real monster.
Have you seen Monsters vs. Aliens though? The fucking little reptile shit's supposed to be like the Loch Ness monster. That would have been dope, but nah. We got a Diplodocus in the water, bro. Hello.
What?
Anyways. What's the word?
Digress.
Starts with a. I digress.
Either way.
Anyways.
All right. Who do we want to start with? We just go left to right
Well,
on the tiers.
Yeah, I guess we just go left to right. Fuck it. Top to bottom.
All right.
Or sorry, like left to right on the top, then left to right on the bottom.
Yeah, like
So you're
Nessie's to
talking about-
Moby Dicks, and
we're-
then we're
we're-
gonna go right to King Kong.
Wait, is that what's
What?
happening?
No, oh wait, you're looking at the C tier recap, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
I see.
go
Okay, so you want to start with Nessie? then?
Nessie's night.
Yeah, Nessie's,
Oh,
and then end with King Kong.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Got it. Yo, we're
Just
so
start
fucking
somewhere.
organized.
Yeah,
We're
all
so
right.
organized.
Alright,
I want
super
you all to
organized.
know we do this on the fly. All right,
Nope.
it doesn't get better than
Not on
this.
the fly at all. This was all planned. We
It's all in the script.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Well,
bro. Like I was
we
about
got
to
the
take a
Nessies,
nap
though.
30 minutes ago.
okay. That's
All right,
terrible.
what are we
Yeah.
thinking? You know, I have no
Nessie.
idea what kind of play deciding is. However, I do know Shuck is pretty good, even though they misspelled his name.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a C in there for some
They
reason.
did, yeah.
unfortunate. I do know Dunyan's a decent player. I do know Alpha's a decent player. I think I'm throwing this around the B level, like mid B, low B, maybe C, somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
I think we got to give some props to Shuck here. Even like I don't know too much about the team besides Shuck, but I know that Shuck was a player that definitely could have been deserving of B. I think he just comes out swinging, like he's gonna be.
You think he's like top 3 in B or in C? Sorry,
Yeah,
top 3 in C?
absolutely.
I mean, so they
Like,
what
I
you
think
give him
Shuck
A?
alone boosts this team to at least B.
I don't know, man. I don't know about top 3, but definitely up there.
I don't know, I'll give him a B. I'll give him a B for sure.
Yeah, man, I'll give him a B. I feel like B's a pretty
You
good
know,
place.
Chuck's good. You know, deciding he has I feel like more people are gonna be watching this time, so he's got something to prove. Put his name out there.
Oh, yeah.
Talent
Shout out to
goes on,
Nessus
man.
though. That's the goats. That's the goats.
Talents.
I think we'll go with B then, Nakuma.
Well, yeah, but like,
Yeah, we're going B.
what's your opinion? Because like, if you want to say A, then we'd say that they're like high B, and then people would have to compete.
Well,
with that,
yeah,
right?
I'd put this team at A. I'd
Okay,
put this team
you
at
put them
A.
at A, so we're gonna say high B for now.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We got Night Stalkers. Okay.
Requited Zeus,
little
witty,
vagina
slick,
mouth.
empathy boys.
Well,
Whoa!
what do you think about Kuma?
Bro, tell me
that's
that's not.
yo.
There's a movie about
Bro,
that called
bro.
Teeth. There's a movie called Teeth that is a
Dude,
girl
I'm
with
gonna
teeth
be
in her
honest.
vagina. That's what this fucking
Nah,
thing
dude.
makes me
Wait,
think
I
of.
might have to
Okay.
cop. I might have to
I,
I'm gonna
it's
be
not,
honest,
they don't
I'm
show
kidding.
vag. But,
Dude, I'm keeping everybody far away from that vagina. Hell no.
Okay.
You're fucked up.
But I'm not gonna lie though, I'm gonna have to go with A for this one because
Yeah, I was
Slick-
gonna say the same thing.
Slick is underrated, bro. He's your third. I think this already makes him an A.
Most requited Zeus, C tier champion from last season, bro.
Yeah, and he's a champion.
And Witty,
Witty's
Witty's not bad. Witty's a
Witty's
good player.
good.
I throw him at A too.
Oh, what do you think, Ty?
yo, my boy Infantry round 4. I don't know. Infantry shits
Crazy,
on me.
crazy.
When I play with
Yeah,
Infantry, man, that
that's
guy
what
shits
I'm
on me.
looking
Like,
at.
the team looks strong.
Well, we are
Yeah,
talking about you,
overall.
Akuma.
I know, yeah, I'm dog shit, but like, still.
Yeah, I also agree with A here.
A?
This looks like a
Okay,
strong team.
So everybody's
Solid.
fair. That they're just A, like middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're solid, man. It's like damn. But Moby Dick's
Yeah.
here, I feel like is an interesting.
That's a team. That's a team.
That's a solid team right
That's
there.
a
It's like, okay,
team.
Can you guys would agree with me on TJW being like possibly number one? Like,
Yes, I can
probably the
absolutely
best
agree
in,
with that.
in C tier. Sorry, like he might be the best player in C tier. Like he might actually be him. So I might have to put these guys at S. I'm gonna cap.
Yeah, we got a strong round 2 and round 3 pick as well. The
Yeah.
first time I met Memento Mori, someone convinced me that he was SSL, and I actually thought he was for a little while. Like that guy's cracked. OGE, I don't know too much, but I know he's pretty good.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's a
solid
strong team.
bro.
That's one that I would put in S.
Why is
Personally.
Car smiling, bro? Car, what are you smiling
Dude,
about,
I'm
bro?
sorry. I'm sorry.
Smiling
I'm
about?
locked in. I'm locked in. Dude, Memento Mori, by the way, smurfing through Z tier. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Oh,
Memento
shit.
Mori,
Oh, shit.
dude, Memento Mori, insane that he drops for round 3. That guy is
Bruh.
insane. And he plays on Xbox, dude. Somebody get this guy on a PC and it's
Yeah,
over.
get him on
I'm
PC.
telling you right now.
Oh,
Get him on a
yeah,
PC.
like-
It's so fucking over. Speaking of, by the way, going back to Night Stalkers real quick. Witty plays
Yeah.
on a Nintendo Switch,
Yeah, he
like
does.
a
yeah.
handheld
Wow,
one.
really?
Yeah.
And he may be switching to PC here soon. I hear.
Oh.
Also,
Dude, that
ignore the
team is
clothes in the
gonna get
background.
boosted.
Oh,
Hey,
100%.
Real quick,
But it-
you like sounds like you're like whatever cheesing them up, whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. But
What do you
like,
mean, gassing him up?
Gassing him
Like,
up? No, sorry.
cheesing
No,
him
no,
up.
no,
Get
sorry.
outta
Like
here.
simping or whatever for Maury and everything.
Simping.
Not you two. I'm talking Car. He hasn't given us an actual rating. So like you guys have said S tier. He hasn't said shit.
Oh,
I'm trying to get-
I'm
is
trying to get the
this
answer.
is S.
Okay,
This is
S tier.
S+,
I
bro. This
figured,
team
but I
is-
just want to make sure we're all on
This
the same
team
page.
is. Hey, bro, this
Moby
team's
Dicks,
championship
dude,
worthy.
ass. Like, ooh, oh boy,
No,
Alright.
oh, yeah.
they're wild.
According
Moby
to
Dicks.
rates,
Now we got the race here, but I feel like they're a little bit. They got something to prove here in this tier. I think they got something to prove.
I think I'm
and,
honestly.
you know,
I think I'm throwing them in C.
Wow.
I don't really. Look, man. They like. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like CB, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'd say CB. Either one. B or
This
C.
is a solid high B for me. Like
Okay, so
I-
we could go
Moving-
You
Vegas.
say higher than
Yeah,
Another
we'll go
of
B,
not
we'll go
knowing
B.
too many of these players, but I know that Ant's really solid, and if Tatra's
Yeah,
picked over
Ant is
Ant,
solid.
then yeah, I gotta assume he's better. So just like the two
Holy
of them are
shit.
solid. Mercules I know is pretty solid. I don't know who Orange is, but
He
the
played
three of
10
the-
combines.
They're all
10 combine
solid,
matches, I
so
think.
it's hard to say. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all
Yeah.
solid, so I feel like they're a good B team.
Yeah.
Do you think they make top four? Do you think they make top four, or do you think they just squeak out of it?
You know,
Prediction right
I think there's 4 teams that make top 4. You know.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck?
How'd you figure that one out?
This might be one of the 4
It's
cards.
the
I
most
think this might be
analyst
one of the
type
4.
shit.
Um,
The most
um,
analytical.
I don't know.
Or-
Honestly. I think Moby Dix is definitely one of them. I think Night Stalkers is definitely a top 4
Yeah,
team.
that's like top 2.
Um,
honestly. They might be top 2.
100%. I mean, the 3 and 4 are also going to be close, though. I think it could be. I feel like it could honestly. I feel like it could honestly be any of them.
I feel like the 4th spot is the one that's most up for grabs on the rest
Oh,
of
yeah.
the teams.
I think the 3 spot's
Um,
probably taken by a Jormungandr, honestly.
Actually, let's try to save our playoff predictions for after we're done with every single team. That way,
Bro,
maybe
you're right.
You're right. On me, on me, on me,
Right.
on me.
No, that was my fault. That was my fault. That was on me. That was on me.
Anyways, so we got Wraith
Jormungandr.
and B, yeah?
Well, oh, so you guys
Wraith
going
and
to be
B.
okay.
Yeah,
Lower
we
or
can-
higher
yeah,
than
lower.
Nessie?
Lower.
Lower.
A little bit like, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that they're like worse. They might be around.
Like
but,
maybe top contender for 4th place.
Yeah.
is kind of what
Yeah.
you're saying right now.
But we got
Jormungandr,
Jormungandr
though.
here.
Dude, Chewy's a player. Chewy's a player.
Well, Friendly Fennec's a player too, and Cube.
Fri-
They're both a player.
100%. I think I'm throwing them in A. Only because they're not Moby Dicks.
Really? I haven't seen too much of Chewy Chungus, so I can't say much.
Chewy,
Oh, Chewy's good.
Chewy's a player, dude. Chewy's a
Chewy's
player.
good?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Chewy's a
Then they
player.
might be A. Then I'd say like low A then, like low A, high B.
Fennec's a
Chewy's
solid
a player.
third. You know, not the playmaker, not the shooter, but definitely like
Yeah.
the keep
Q-
your team safe.
Q-Full. Yeah,
And set
Q-Full,
people up.
solid player.
Mhm.
Does what he needs to do on the field.
I don't know who head marker
I-
is, so.
Yeah, I
Me
don't
neither,
Me
but
either.
Also, I just like
round
to
4
say,
for a reason.
you guys are gassing up Moby Dick so much. I literally only know T-Slays. That's the only person I know on that team. I've never met
You
any
don't
of those
know
other players.
any of the
Bro.
other
Dude,
Dude, I'm
players?
telling you,
Bro,
I'm not in this
my
community very
God.
often.
Dude, that's the team, bro. That's the team.
Uh,
Trust
yeah,
me,
I'll-
Moby
I'll
Dicks-
believe you.
Moby Dicks
I'll
is
take
gonna
your
be the
guys'
team to
That's
beat.
gonna be.
I'll take
yeah,
your guys'
that's-
word over it for sure.
that's gonna be one of the grand
I feel like I'm
finals.
missing out.
100%.
But look, if Woody gets that computer though, Moby Dick's better watch
It's
out,
over,
bro.
it's over.
That's that,
Night
they
Stalkers,
might have to
Moby
move to
Dicks?
S,
Yeah,
bro.
what about
Oh,
TJW?
man.
What if he gets a fucking PC as well?
Wait, what do you mean?
Wait, what?
Oh, I thought you said he was on Xbox. Or no, sorry, Momentum.
No,
That's
Memento,
sorry,
Memento.
Memento.
Oh,
Damn.
then it's then it's
Well,
really
then
rough.
it's, then it's raps again.
Yeah.
Then it's
That's
really
plus
rough.
Okay, GG.
Like
Oh my
God.
they're beating some B teams. Like,
So are we going
Yeah,
A
they
tier
might.
for
Yeah,
your money?
Your
yeah,
Jormungandr?
I agree with the A tier on this.
okay.
Well, you car? Did you say?
Yeah, I think
I think I think we're A. Yeah,
Alright.
about.
Wait, above or below Night Star?
Below Night Stalkers. Below.
Okay.
No, I think
And
King
last
Kong
but not
here.
least, King Kong.
Oops. No,
I'm
didn't mean
gonna
that.
have to go with. Oh yeah, wait, what?
I
What'd you do?
I put them in D tier. I don't mean it like I was trying to give more attention to them, but
Whoa, why are you
No.
throwing the shade?
Whoa,
Whoa,
the shade, the beef.
But yeah, I mean King Kong here, Skill Cam, Click Spree. I think
Team.
I think they're the third best.
Yeah, that's
team.
a really mechy team. Like,
Yeah, that's a
pre-
Nike team.
I'd have to say A, but behind Night Stalkers, like right behind.
But over or under Jormungandr.
I would
Over-under?
say over Jormungandr. I would say over Jormungandr.
okay.
Mm,
What about you,
Yeah.
Thailand?
I think I'm throwing them under.
Under? You
Okay,
think
I'm thinking
under?
of throwing him under as well.
Oh, okay.
All right,
So
let me put them under.
the bottom of A tier.
I have faith in. I have faith.
Okay. No, hey.
GPT goes crazy,
it's
man.
close. It's close.
Did
Like,
you say
Oh, yeah.
ChatGPT goes
Alright.
crazy?
Oh yeah, bro.
Okay.
That's how Mueller did his draft.
Oh my god.
yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
crazy.
That's crazy.
But okay, now we can go over playoff prediction. All right, we'll start with Car
Moby
first.
Dicks.
What's
Moby
your go first?
Dicks.
Yeah,
I think
Moby
Moby
Dick-
Dicks are winning.
We got.
Top one.
We got. Oh,
Okay.
100%.
Number one.
But we got Moby Dicks in there. We got Night Stalkers. I think Moby Dick's coming in with the 1 seed. I think Night
Yeah.
Stalkers is coming in with a 2 seed. I think Jormungandr is going to go in with the 4, and King Kong's going to go in by the 3. But I still think Jormungandr is better than King
Okay,
Kong. I
so-
just think they're going to be issues.
Now, do you think I guess we can't really get to, because is it working the same way this season where you have your overall team score, right? So Moby Dick's like their C team, even if their C team pops off, if the rest of them shit the bed, like it doesn't matter, or is it individual? Because I mean,
No,
sorry,
it's
I don't
individual
know.
per division.
Okay,
It's
okay,
individual per division.
okay, that's a better format because last time around, right? Like the teams that were top,
Yeah.
like number one on the leaderboard, I don't think they won the playoffs, right? So
Yeah.
it could always happen. So
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you
yeah.
about that, but if that's not the
Yeah.
format anymore, then yeah,
Well,
it's probably
it's
not.
Especially,
still the format, but like honestly, who cares about the franchise win? Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
it's all about the division wins.
It
like,
only
honestly.
mattered. It only mattered last
Yeah.
season when I was in S tier grand finals.
Yeah, it was
Fuck in, bro.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, bro. No, it matters
It
in
only
the
I'm
matters
just
division
saying,
for
when
I'm
you
just
you.
saying,
go.
Good thing you're
took out
down in
team number.
A tier again.
Hey, bro,
God damn.
I'm just saying, took out team number 3,
He was
took out
never
team
S
number
tier.
1.
He just subbed up. He just subbed
Yeah.
up.
Well, good thing you're
Regardless,
back.
though, I took out team number 3, took out team number 1, and then I lost to team number. No, I lost to team number 3. I took out team number 4, something like that. Anyways,
Okay.
Tylen's,
Keep going.
what are we in a way? What are we looking for in playoffs here, Ty?
Is it about the
Well,
same as cards?
Yeah, how does playoffs even work? Is it top four go to playoffs?
Top 4. Yeah, top 4
Yeah,
go to
top 4.
playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bottom
I
2
think
can
it's just
suck
gonna
a
be Moby Dick's Night Stalkers 1-2, and then King Kong Jormungandr. It's honestly a toss up. I don't know who's gonna go where, but I think that's the 3 and 4.
Honestly, I agree with you guys completely.
Yeah, bro.
To be that.
Poor
And
Ness season race, bro. Hey,
I
Ness,
know. I feel
I'm here
bad.
for you. I'm
Like,
here for you.
yeah, raids.
We're
I'm
not
here for
counting
you,
anyone
but-
out. There can be so many
Yeah,
upsets
yeah.
from what we
Well,
say.
100%,
Like,
100%.
everyone is in this.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like it's
Not
just
counting
prediction.
anyone out.
It's like percentile.
Listen. Yeah,
Yeah,
listen.
go
There's a
Yeah, it's all
disclaimer for a reason. Anyways,
Yeah, that's true. All right. B
I-
tier.
going into B tier, chat.
Yes, sir.
All right.
What the freak? This is gonna be
Starting to get
interesting.
into players I
this
know
is
more
gonna be
about.
super interesting.
Yeah,
super
this is where I have ball knowledge.
Not saying
chat.
C tier is not interesting. It will be. It's just that
we don't know much. Yeah,
as
yeah.
much. That's all. That's all it is.
Hey,
Not too involved with the C tier.
We love you, C tier. We just don't care for you.
Wasn't allowed to play combines with them, so I didn't get to see very much.
I wouldn't have anyways. I didn't even play
Thanks for sharing,
combines.
Tar.
I didn't even play combines with B tier, dude.
I
Maybe
know. Like,
lock
all you
in.
did was just do S, and then you just still ended up in A. It's like, damn,
I know,
Yeah,
bro.
you nerfed yourself.
nerve.
I think I
But,
did. I play worse down. Anyways,
Oh,
alright. Look at the Nessies team here.
How are the Nessies? Yeah.
this is a really
Who
interesting.
got-
Abspect, Ryan, and Chow. Crazy Chow falls this far. And Chow
Yeah,
is one of the
a
most
fourth
slept
round
on
Chow.
B tier players.
I wonder if it's because of like maybe his scheduling.
I don't
Do you
think
that's
so.
Possible?
I don't think that's it. I
Okay.
think people really look down on Chow, and I think it's gonna bite them in the ass this season 100%. The
But
Chow
then,
being
if
left-
Chow's really good, right? Who does he replace? On the
I
main
feel like any
roster?
of them are replaceable.
Okay.
I feel like this is a team where
Really?
anybody can play, any team can
I
work.
don't.
Okay.
I don't think Spec
I
is
just-
replaceable.
Are you
Yeah, I
talking?
don't think Spec's replaceable on this team.
We're talking. Okay, I'm gonna say it's probably the Ryan. The Ryan is really good.
Wow.
But no.
That's-
Okay, so I know he has major tilt issues. If he can get past that,
okay.
then he's fine. But like if his team starts losing, he will lose morale and like bring everybody else down with him. Like
So
it's tough. It's hard to play with.
is this coming from a master tilter like yourself?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
Yeah, Kuba
I-
has first-hand experience with this.
Well, I don't like blame my teammates, especially not like
Oh,
while
okay.
we're in the middle of a fucking series. I'm not going, why the
Right.
fuck did you dive that? Like, this, that. Like, not that he necessarily does. His is definitely more passive aggressive, but he kind of like
Okay.
he kind of gives up. Like he will like basically intentionally throw the game if he feels like it's a wash, even though there's still a chance. And so I think it depends on. I think he's probably. I mean, hopefully he's better than he was last season. But he was the B tier of fucking what's Bass's team, and I was on A tier, and like I experienced a lot of what the drama that was happening at the time. So
Oh shit, you're right. I forgot about that.
yeah, so there was a lot going on in the B tier, and the Ryan was fed up with his team. So I hope he doesn't get to that like complacent state again. But like if he does, then Chow's moving up for sure.
Well, You can't
So
say
me too,
anything
man.
because Spec is
I'm
their best
on-
player.
I'm on Ryan's side here.
Yeah, even if the Ryan is a tiltable player, we got a really solid sub on this team of Chow to sub in. And if we
Yeah.
want to talk about Spec's like definitely one of the up and comers here in B, like top of B.
Yeah.
Super coachable player. Ryan super solid to round 2, Ryan.
Yeah.
Like
You
I'm
think
putting
it's
this
gonna
team
be
A.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
have to put
100%.
A. Yeah.
Honestly,
I have to put A too.
honestly though, I think there's only like wait, hold on. I think there's like only one S tier team, honestly.
Okay. I
We'll
can't
get there. We'll
distinguish
get there
what
though.
you think.
But yeah, I think Nessi's goes high A.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. A then. Fuck it.
All right.
Why?
I think Stalkers.
next-
I mean,
Stalkers.
is this the S tier?
Fast
'Cause,
Macau.
this,
Fat-
this seems kind of
Fuck
crazy.
no.
No?
No, it's A. Oh wait, we're talking
No,
about
I don't
this
know,
one,
dude.
Night Stalkers?
Yeah,
No,
we're
I
on
think
that
they're
side.
A.
I don't know, dude.
I think
I'm
they're
on
A.
the-
I think they're fairly A. I think they're A.
I'm on the Justin train of like Fast Mad Cow just ain't showing me what I want to see.
Yeah, but he's in B tier now. He's not in A. So doesn't that mean
Still-
now he's
still-
supposed to be here?
Yeah, so
Still,
Really? So you think he should
yeah.
be lower?
I think
than this?
I think Fast Mad Cow first pick was kind of troll.
yeah, I don't think he has what it takes to match his other first rounders.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
Interesting.
This is the
Which
Mac
I
What
think,
would you
and I
guys put him?
think
What
the
the hell?
reason, but I don't think he's the
No
only
flame,
first
though,
pick.
no
That's
flame.
I don't think he's the only first pick that's
He's-
like that though.
He's gotten flack every episode.
Okay, well,
Oh,
Car's
yeah.
making a point though. Car's
He's
making a
Hold on,
good.
I
get it,
don't-
get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's the only first rounder that shouldn't have been first round. I don't think Craig should have
I
been
agree.
first round either.
Whoa,
Okay, I don't know about
okay,
that
we'll
one.
talk
I don't know
about that
that
later.
one. I don't know about
Yeah,
that
we'll
one.
talk about that one.
Okay, we can get look when we
Whoa.
get when we get to King Kong, I will talk about it. But
Yeah.
that is my opinion on the matter, and I think I have a good point going into that. Anyways,
Okay,
though,
but they have German Dre, so I feel like it's a fairly A team.
yeah,
It's an A tier.
yeah. I think this one's more of a low A team because Beans
Oh,
coming
okay.
from C tier, being that sub, and not put anything
Can you
down on
imagine he
Beans.
switches?
Beans is a
He
good.
switches out fast. By the way, sorry for interrupting. But
That'd be funny.
Do what?
like,
But yeah, Beans by no means is a bad player. I know Days is
Right.
working really hard with him to teach him how to play the game. I know Dre. I don't know. I think Dre's played before. I know he's getting back into the game, so he's got to de-rust and whatnot. I
He's
don't know
also
too much
switching
about Jern.
from keyboard to controller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. There's
Yeah,
like
he's
there's so
switching.
much disadvantage going with this team. Like I can't put him at a high A or mid A. I gotta
Well,
put him at a
Germ
low
is
A.
heralded as a really good player.
100%. But at the same
So-
time, and this is Fast Mad Cow, who hasn't been coached and hasn't been taught threes like that. And this is
Right.
Dre switching from keyboard to controller and getting back into the game, and then Beans coming from C tier up into B tier. It's a whole different kind of game. So I mean, I do think this is a really solid team. I just don't think they're insanely good. I think with how short the season is going to be, I mean, high B, low A in my opinion.
Okay. That's
Yeah, I'm putting this team high B for me.
I'd be.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, what about you?
Then it might
Yoki?
be more B-ish. No, I said A, but that means it might be more B-ish.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
keep them at the high
Maybe
B.
more.
We'll see where
Yeah.
they stack up against the rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moby Dicks.
Moby Dicks though.
Big Dickers.
Fuck, dude.
Bro,
This team
this
is
is a team.
definitely
This
high
is
A
a
for
team.
me. This is high A.
Oh,
for me,
yeah.
at
Good.
least.
Bro, this is actually insane.
Is this
I mean, they have a solid
ChatGPT
sub
too?
too. No, this
Yeah, I don't
is
know how we
Google.
got.
no,
I don't know
yeah.
how we got these three players on the same team. Sudoku,
Yeah, it's kinda
Eclipse Frog,
wild.
Captain Wolfer, super
And
solid sub
Fam.
as
Dude,
well as
I feel like
Fem Girl.
Fam.
Dude, I feel like B tier draft was kind of like scuffed as fuck, no?
No, like everyone has like really good like lineups. Like it's kind of just like
Yeah, bro.
damn. Like what?
Even subs, dude. Bro, round 4 was nuts.
Yeah,
by the
bro.
way.
Round 4.
We'll
I
get there.
thought.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get
Okay,
there.
we'll
We'll
get
get
there.
Yeah, we're
I'll
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm jumping ahead.
No, we're good,
Um,
we're good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think this is an A tier team, 100%.
Yeah,
I do think they are. Ooh, it's hard with Nessies. I do think Chow's a better player than Femgirl. But I mean, at the same time, dude, Eclipse Frog, Sudoku, Wolfer.
Yeah,
I think
I
I'm
have this
putting,
team high A above Nessie.
Yeah, I think I'm putting Moby Dicks
Yeah,
above
I
Nessies.
have them above Nessies.
God, I can't be shitting on my teams like this, dude.
Bro, we have to be
You
honest. We
can't.
have to be honest.
Yeah, you gotta.
Be honest. I didn't
Honest
put Rage
opinion,
last.
no bias.
You know, I gave Rage an honest answer.
I know, dude. Why is Goose smurfing, dude? Hello, dude. Best C tier team, really good B tier team, mid ass
I mean-
A tier team. What the fuck?
Okay.
Hey yo. What
I
the
mean,
fuck?
Goose is like
Very
a
funny.
strategic person, so he
Oh, yeah.
he
For
thinks
sure.
Goose is
hella
a
right.
mastermind.
Yeah.
If
I
I
mean,
wasn't,
he
if I
saw.
wasn't,
Okay, good, good.
I was gonna say if I wasn't kept by Fishy, bro, I'm just saying Goose knows ball is gonna be a me and Thailand season. That shit was gonna go crazy.
I mean, that would have been fun at least.
Dude, that should have been
It would've
hype as
fun
fuck. It
for
would have
you
been so
guys.
much fun.
Yeah, it probably would have been fun.
Thailand thinks it wasn't gonna happen, but I have insider info.
I mean, Carr would have been a better pick than
Yeah.
Nautical. So at least.
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
hold
I don't
on,
know.
hold
I
on.
don't know.
Let's stick to
We'll
beats
get
here. Stick to beats here. Hold on, we'll
Yeah,
get there.
yeah,
Okay,
We'll get there.
we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh,
Okay,
sorry, I
we got
can't
Moby
handle
Dicks.
this.
Let's move on to rates here.
Yeah. All right.
S
Firefight
tier,
round
S
1,
tier,
Scat
best
round
team in
2,
the
Blue
best
G
team in
round
B.
3.
Best team in B tier, easily, 100%.
I think
It's
S,
actually,
yeah.
it's
I think it might be
actually
S.
insane that this team dropped
I
like
gotta
this.
agree.
Dude,
I don't
Blue
know
Jay
how
third
they got
round.
Blue G round 3.
Crazy. That's
I thought
insane.
Blue G would be a first rounder.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well-
like first or second of second round.
Yeah, I
And
think
they
that
got the
shit's crazy.
steal at third round.
Like, people
I
be
swear,
hating on
dude,
the
that's
fucking EU players,
insane.
dude. That's fucked up.
Dude, let's talk about the fourth round steal. Holy
Holy Cooner
Oh,
James.
wait, yeah, Kunor was the last pick.
They got the
and, like,
owner. Like,
Yeah, they got the owner.
Holy.
He's gonna be
Owner
pulling
last
strings
pick?
behind,
Exactly.
giving them
Last
free
pick?
games and shit.
Oh.
It's easy.
Hey,
It's
listen,
easy.
listen, Meisner. You need to
Yes,
lock in,
Script
buddy.
Buddy
You need to
himself.
lock in.
Lock in, buddy. Lock in.
Jeez, bro. Nah,
Yeah.
dude. Dude, Meisner
No,
is set
but
though. Dude, Meisner can for real just like hands behind his head, feet on his desk, and
Yeah,
just
he
let
can
it play
just-
out.
yeah, he can just get a
However,
championship win.
however, I do
What?
think Days is gonna work with Meisner, knowing that Meisner is the weak link on this team. I think we're gonna see a lot of progression from Meisner this season if he's coachable.
Meister to GC. Has Meister ever hit GC before? Is this the season?
Hell no.
He only hit C3. He's only hit C3.
This is the season.
his
He got
way,
the days
on his way.
coaching.
Listen, man,
That'd
if
be
I can
cool.
hit 1600, Meisner can hit GC1.
Season's only 8 weeks long,
Absolutely.
right? 8 weeks?
Yes.
6 weeks.
All right, Meisner,
Oh
fucking
yeah, 8 weeks.
tell your kid you'll see him in 8 weeks. Fucking lock in, play the game, fucking get trained.
Sorry, bro.
He could survive 8 weeks without his dad. Okay, I'm just saying. He, she, I don't even know. Sorry,
Oh, boy.
Not a clue.
I think he has more than one. No,
I thought it's just the one. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he has more than one.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure anytime I talk to him, he's like, I have wife and kids.
Okay.
Anyway, so we all agree
Yeah.
this is like best team
Yeah.
in B tier.
Yeah, this is my S team.
All right, cool.
Whoa.
All right,
Yo, okay, what the
Yarmingandr.
fuck was that? Hold on.
What?
The little
What?
salute you gave. What the hell was that?
No, just like this. Like that.
Oh yeah, little Elon there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Brush it off. Brush it off.
Dude, he's a little femboy. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I'm the femboy, which is I'm a simple femboy, bro. I'm a simple. Come on, man.
Oh, that's your alt. Okay,
Um,
okay.
That's my alt.
Yarmingandr, Rectals, Skeeter, Eric, Spicy, Shinobi. A tier team, in my opinion.
Well, where do they stack up?
I think they might.
Actually,
be,
I lied. B tier team, in my opinion. Only because that's too much aggression.
It's
Yeah,
tough.
that's what I don't know how this team's gonna work out because we got Skeeter
Yeah.
and Rectals are gonna be flying around aggressive on the field, and I think that Eric kind of likes to play that way as well. So they're gonna have to find a really good balance of how they want to play.
I think if you sub Spicy over Eric here, I think they might be a pretty balanced team. They
Whoa,
actually might be
whoa!
not
Don't
too bad.
disrespect my boy Eric like that. Eric's
No,
the
it's,
GOAT.
it's just because of the way the play styles, like how the players fell here. It's not skill. It's just based off of play style. Like I think Spicy might be a better.
I don't know,
fit
man.
here.
So
I
are we going
think
B tier real quick?
Eric-
Sorry. Are we above?
Yeah,
or
I think we're
below
throwing
Night
them-
Stalker?
Yeah, I'd put this one high B above.
High
Night
B.
Yeah,
Stalker.
might have to be
Okay.
high.
Yeah,
I really want to
yeah.
ask a question about like it's kind of specifically Rectals. I mean, the guy like he's good at the game, but like there's like the duality of him is like, well, sorry, not even duality. He has like one play style, and like I mean, it's like the only thing holding him back, but it's also the reason he's like where he's at positively, right? Like it's his double-edged sword, you know. So like it's either he gets to play super aggressive or he has to play with his team, but then like he gets lost, you know. It's like, do you think it's trainable, right? Like it's just about like
Yeah, Rectals is one of the players that I've personally noticed make huge improvements over the past
he
like
did, yeah.
year.
Oh, okay.
He's gotten way better. It's playstyle
However-
wise, individually wise, like super good.
However, as you just said, individually.
Yeah, I think he's always
Rectals
individually been good.
Yeah,
It-
Rectals is
it's when he's on a team.
incapable. Exactly, Rectals is incapable of playing with a team.
Yeah, especially I'd say threes. Twos you can kind of play with. I mean, it's a team, but it's you and one other guy, so you're kind of 1v1.
Yeah.
Like, so he
And-
does really well in twos, but in threes, it's just uh, he's just like not in the right position. He's constantly overextended, or chasing a demo that doesn't need to happen, or like he's not getting into the positions he needs to. And if you try to slow him down and make him acknowledge these things, that's when he gets lost. And like, I think there's a way to train it, and there's a way to make him play it right and make it work for him. But I think that's really what it comes down to, is the coach has to figure out how his brain works and make it work for him. But
We should be calling them GMs, by the way. But
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, GMs, yeah.
But yeah, nah, like
But
Rectals.
hey, I think that if any of these GMs like are going to be hands on, and specifically if Mulig wants to be hands on this team, Mulig's the coach or the GM that's going to be able to help Rectals the most.
Dude, I love putting my hands on Mulig. Shout out Mulig.
Me too.
That guy hates me, by the way.
I love it when he gives me a Mulik twist. I'm just like,
Oh shit! Oh shit!
oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think Rectal's reason he was put B, not A, simply doesn't know how to play with the team. I think that's what the conclusion came down to. I think when looking at replays, when numbers committee was looking at it, that's what they saw, and I think that's why Rectals is down there. However, there's so much potential behind his play. Yeah, but I think this is a B tier team above Night Stalkers. Yeah, I would agree.
I think they're B. I think like later on they could possibly turn into an A.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. On the
King
King
Kong.
Kong.
All right.
Sure.
Talk of the hour.
Broro falling 4th round was absolutely insane. This guy has the best defense in all of B tier, and we're just letting him sit, dude. Hello,
Second
Yeah,
to
he's a
last
bit of a
pick.
brick wall.
Second
like
to last
that's
pick.
insane. And his offense is like it's not even bad. Like
Yeah, there's
this
gotta
guy,
be some lore that I don't know about. Some
Yeah,
kind
bro,
of
we must know something. We must know something GMs, or we must not know something that GMs do. Because in my opinion, Broro is one of the better players in this tier.
I'm
So,
just saying. Oh, sorry,
would
go ahead.
you put him like
Yes.
over?
Sorry, go on.
Would you put him over Eric?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think Jormungandr kind of threw by not picking Burrow up here at the 3rd round for Burrow?
Yes.
Because if you look at all the three, like the
He
main
would have been like
rosters,
the perfect, right? Like fit for that
I
team.
mean,
He would have been literally the perfect player to pick
Yeah.
up on.
Yeah.
so
And I think it would
ChatGPT
have
didn't call
been.
that one, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it would have
Yeah.
been fall letting Eric
True.
fall.
Wait,
As much
did he
as I-
chat GPT his team for
Yeah, he
BT?
did.
ChatGPT'd all of his
Yeah, all of
teams,
them.
dude.
All
Every
of
single
them.
one of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah,
But yeah,
ChatGPT
I
threw
think-
that one. Fuck,
Brewer would have been a huge pickup on Jormungandr here.
dude. Yeah, I can't believe that.
Unfor-
He actually had the opportunity to and everything. That's crazy. He just
Oh, yeah.
threw.
And going on what I was saying earlier, by the way, Fast Mad Cow not being the only 1st round throw, I think Craig is too. And the reason why I say that is the same reason I said it for Fast Mad Cow, because Craig hasn't been coached.
You're
all of these 1st round players, have been coached. Abspec's been coached. Firefight's coached.
Don't you think that
Sudoku's
might
been
be like a strength though? If you've never been coached, then you don't have like bad like practices in your brain, right? I mean, you have your own like enforced habits that are negative, but if you haven't been coached before and you can actually adapt and be coached, then you are like a fresh piece of clay that you can mold, right? Rather than having like, I don't know, somebody sloppy seconds that you gotta fucking mold up after, like.
Dude, I love sloppy seconds.
I do love sloppy seconds. However, Craig and I had the exquisite pleasure of the first season of the GH League, when it was the GCR League or whatever.
Yeah.
We had the
Yeah.
Pell Rider coaching.
The
Oh.
what?
And hey, Craig kind of lives by those ideals that Pell Rider taught us like 3 things total that whole season, and they were so useful. And some of the things that Craig lives by, like Craig is such a solid 3s player, really good 2s players as well. I think the only reason he got put in B tier, honestly, is because his 3s rank is so low. He was like 900 peak in 3s just because he doesn't play rank 3s.
I don't know, man.
No,
Looking
if
at
he
the-
played rank
but,
3s,
like,
easy GC for him.
Alright, dude, but at the same time, like I think it's reasonable Craig's in B tier. Like look at the A tier list, dude. Who are we subbing them out for? Be realistic here.
We'll have
I
to see.
don't think we can sub anybody in B tier into A tier, honestly. Like I know we made the argument for Blue G, but at the same time,
I
I think
can see
Blue
Cliff
G
Frog.
has
That's
I
what
don't
I
know.
like to see.
My
I mean,
experience with him,
Numbers
I haven't
committee
played a lot
has
with
a
him,
reason
I don't know.
she dropped to the 3rd round, I guess. Like, I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think
By
she
EU, I guess.
dropped the first
Go
round.
NA.
I
Yeah.
3rd round. I think
That was GM's. I think Numbers
Yeah,
Committee had a reason
yeah.
she was in B, but it was GM's
Yeah,
who had a reason she was 3rd round.
Also, I just
What
want to
At
say
the
something
same
about
time,
King Kong, by the way?
what's up?
Is this the Yamada Alex?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is your mother.
Okay,
I do
okay.
think, by the way, this is the A tier team, but I do think it's the lowest of the A tiers.
I
King
put
Kong?
this one above Nessie's in A, personally.
Nah.
You say above, he says below. What about you, Yoki?
What about you, Yoke?
I'm gonna say above too because I've seen
Oh,
Craig, he's good, and No Walt is really good too. So I
Yeah.
think that already puts them over Nessie's just by comparing those two players to like the two best players on Nessie's. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with King Kong above.
I
By the way, no trash on Craig or anything. The only reason I mentioned the coaching thing is because I think a big thing in Rocket League to adding into your game is taking things that you've already learned and adding even more to that into your game. Taking bad habits that you have or that you maybe learned from other people and getting rid of them, and just kind of adapting, changing your way of playing the game over so many people helping you out and whatnot. Um,
Yeah.
and I think those four people that I had mentioned. Um, I think Fast Madcow and Craig just don't have that. Um, I think they could have fallen second round. I think a player like Eclipse Frog could have been picked up. I think Scat could have been picked up. I mean, Blue G could have been picked up um, into the first round instead of Phasmatico or Craig. But, it is what it is. That's how it went.
I I have something I want to add about Broro because like while we're talking about Broro, I played with him first season. He was on my team, and I mean, even then he was a solid defense. And like you were saying about his offense, if he gets the ball on his head, he's fucking dangerous. But what I want to see from Burrow, and I really hope like Bass can bring it out of him this season, is I want to see him speed up the plays. He makes the right decisions, but he's very slow about them and methodical. And they need to be you need to pick the pace up. And so like if he can work on getting the ball on top of his head faster, because like that's a big thing. He'll try to catch it or try to get it there and start playing up, but like it takes so long that he just has to low 50, and he wins the low 50, but it slows everybody else on the team down, right? Like he just sits there letting them 50 him over and over. So if he can like pick up the pace and make his decision and like execute it quickly, then I think he'll be super dangerous. And again, if he gets it on top of his head, he's dangerous. Last I saw in the air, not the most dangerous player, but uh, I'm optimistic. I love Burrow. I want to see him play as a primary. And then I also wanted to say with your comment about coaching. Okay, I think there's the duality of it. There's the negative. I think I've gotten too much coaching from too many different people with too many fucking play styles, and I'm trying to think about all of them all at the same time, and it just fucking twists in my head, and I make all the wrong decisions because I don't know what's correct because everybody says their own opinion about it. So
Yeah.
obviously it could be either way, but like if you got somebody
Yeah.
as dumb as me, it's bad.
That's why you just pick
You
your
know, I-
favorite.
I think that's the beauty of coaching, honestly. I think it comes down to like how you want to play the game, what's going to work the best for you. Instead of taking everybody's play styles and everybody's ideas and trying to turn it all into one, just pick parts out of it. You don't have to take, everything Fishy says whenever he coaches you and do it, but also do everything that Goose tells you and whatnot. Like I think a big part for me about coaching and learning this game and playing this game, and one of the reasons I love this game so much is because you always have to adapt your playstyle. You don't always have to follow what other people tell you, but you can take bits and pieces of what they tell you and take it from different people. I think that's a huge reason why higher tier players are able, or not higher tier players, but more so people that advance at the game really quickly is why they advance so quickly because they're able to just take bits and pieces and put them together. Um, kind of like a puzzle piece, blue lock reference. And you gotta take the pieces, put them together, and it just you just go on from there.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so now I guess we can go over the playoff predictions here.
Right, right.
Oh,
Top
shit, my
four
bad.
right here. Oh,
No, you're good. Come on, leave it.
yeah, you're good.
For
Alright.
B though.
Yeah,
All right, what are we thinking, Tylens?
Well, Raid's number one.
race.
I think that's
race
Oh,
is
kinda
five.
locked in.
I think that's valid. Yeah.
I'm personally putting Moby Dick's number two. I mean, this is kind of same as last time of how we put our things. We got the number one locked in, number two kind of locked in. I have Moby Dick's, and we got our King
yeah.
Kong and Nessie's kind of interchangeable, 3 and 4, and then Jormungandr and Night, whatever, Night Stalkers
Night Stalkers.
as 5, 6. Well, once again, not counting those teams out, they could easily make it in, but that's how I have it.
I think I'm gonna throw Race at the number one, Moby Dick's at the number two, Go ahead and put Nessie's the 3, King Kong at the 4. I think Night Stalkers and Jormungandr got a lot to learn, but I think they could definitely do it if they want to. I think that uh, the 3rd through 6th place is definitely interchangeable between all the teams. I think it's going to be a big fight for those. I think Moby Dix and Wraiths have a pretty locked down top 2, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Wraiths, Moby Dix, number 1 and 2. However, honestly, like if Jormungandr, like if their starting 3 doesn't work out and they put in Spicy, I think they could be 3rd, and I'd have Nessies at 4th, and then maybe King Kong can sneak in 4th or 3rd, and Night Stalkers they might be left out, but we'll also have to see how they play as well. Like they could be interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, every
That's-
tier is so close this season. Like, it's so competitive this season. Like,
It is.
whenever Darty was hyping that shit up last season, dude, it's got nothing on this season, honest to God. This season's gonna be amazing.
Really playing
We'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
incredible. So we got
Speaking
A
of
next week.
competitive, though, chat, A tier is
Moving
up.
to the E tier, where we have teams of 3 now instead of 4.
Oh, yeah.
Even more
Yeah.
competitive, more exclusive.
Crazily enough, all 3 of us are there. All 3 of us know what's happening. This is the
Here we
most
go.
competitive,
At
the
least
most
we should.
competitive tier. Oh yeah, this is the most competitive tier of all of the Grandmaster V3 Season 3 League.
Yeah. Highest
Pretty
to
much.
like the smallest difference in MMR in the tier for this one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it has the smallest skill gap. Everybody in here counts. Every single person counts. I've
Yes, sir.
gone from 4 players to 3 now. It's gonna be a crazy season, dude. Like if you
Oh, yeah,
can't
for sure.
if you can't pick stuff up fast, dude, you're gonna fall behind. If you don't grind the
Yeah.
game out, you're gonna fall behind. Like this season's gonna be a lot of dedication and trying to better yourself.
Yeah, if you can't adapt mid-series, you can't just sub somebody out.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like
yeah, exactly.
all 3 players have to be able to adapt mid-game, and
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna be so much tougher.
Like this, if anybody's gonna improve this season, or any group of people, it's gonna be the players in each tier. Now, the players who can, improve the fastest, learn what's happening the fastest, pick up on things that people are telling them. Like, this is gonna be a crazy season. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Yes, sir. So I guess we can start with the Nessies.
Oh
Yeah, start with our
shit!
team.
No bias, no
Alright,
bias.
alright. Yeah, no bias, no bias, no bias. I don't want to go
Yeah.
first though.
Tons, you want to go first, or you want me to start?
Nah, you got it, Yoki.
All right. Look, Ryan Block, easily the best player on this team, 100%. Probably like a top 3 smartest person in A tier. 1 through 3 could be interchangeable. He can possibly lead this team to greatness if. Okay, well, I know Carr's already here, but he can lead this team to greatness if Carr and Mountain Dew like listen to him. If they actually like take in what he says and like plays with him and allows him to play his own positions and stuff like that, like this team is gonna be super dangerous later on. I'd say for now they're a B tier, but if they all listen and stuff, by the end I could easily see them being S. So there's a lot of room for growth here.
Are you saying as
I
long as
basically agree
Ryan
there.
can carry, you'll put him as?
Wait, what?
Are you basically saying as long as Ryan carries, you'll put him as?
No, I said as long as Car Mountain Dew can listen to Ryan and grow with him,
Okay,
then they
okay,
can be S.
okay.
I'm pretty similar in thoughts here. The way I see it is that right now, I assume the team is kind of a play around Car kind of fest, because Car's just one of those players that you're kind of forced to play around. But if this
Right.
team can work to change that to playing around Ryan Block kind of play style, then I absolutely think this is going to be one of the top teams. But I also
Yeah.
agree with Yoki, and currently a solid high B tier for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from our experience already, I mean, we don't play horribly together. Like it's
That's good.
it's
Yeah.
we have a lot of fun when we play. Vibes are high. Everybody's chilling. I mean, whenever we lock in, whenever we play the game seriously, I mean, we're in there. We're locked in. We're ready to go and whatnot. Um, there's definitely room for improvement. Taking a few replay reviews and whatnot, figure us out as a team could go a long ways for us. Yeah, I do agree. There's a lot of room for improvement. I think we're capable of a lot. I think we just gotta figure it out as a team. I do think this was a team kind of built around myself. However, I do think that there's a way to kind of push our ideas more in a direction of, not necessarily playing around Ryan, but playing with Ryan. Ryan isn't really one of the players that you play around, but it's more of a player that you play with. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I think
Yes,
I'm
it
also. I think if I'm being honest with myself, I think I'm also putting myself at a high B. However, I do think we're capable of so much going into the season.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%.
There's a lot of growth here. Growth potential.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All
On the
right,
Night Stalkers then.
Yes, sir.
Definitely one of the wild card teams here.
All right, man. Listen here, brother. What the fuck was Sosa thinking?
What?
Dude, look, man.
What?
I don't know, dude. This team looks chalked.
For real?
Just a little bit. Like,
Like in the beginning, sure, but
I
like,
mean, yeah, I think down the line this could be an insane
Yeah,
team.
this is a team with a really
don't-
high peak. Probably one of the highest peaks in the tier.
Yeah.
like it's
The
so
But right
question
weird.
is,
now, I don't
yeah,
know.
the question is, can Drip be coached and can Darty adapt enough to play around a player like Drip and NJ? Darty's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
have to. Darty's gonna have to be aware that he's gonna be the player that has to be able to adapt around his teammates. He's not the player who's gonna do it all this season.
Yeah.
Granted, he wasn't last season, but like Darty's got to shove his ego up his ass and decide, just tell himself, like, hey, these two
Why
players
does
are
it have to
gonna
be
leave.
up his ass? Why can't he just
Dude,
put his ego
Yeah,
in the
like
closet?
if Darty
he
and,
needs
like,
to,
if
dude.
Ignited gets taught threes and Darty can properly support that and NJ,
Mhm.
Oh
holy.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
100%.
I'm gonna say like I mean Ryan's smart, but like in terms of like pure skill, I think Drip is like the highest skill.
Yeah.
like, he's insane. That guy's insane at
Drip's,
this fucking game.
Drip's mechanics are
Yeah,
Yeah, Drip's
he's,
mechanics
he's
are very high.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he
Oh,
just
yeah.
needs to learn threes.
I think, however, in my opinion, I don't think Drip is the fastest player ever. I think there's a lot of players in this tier
Yeah.
that are faster than Drip is, so those mechanics can only take him a long way.
Yeah.
It can
like,
only take him so far before he just gets shut down over and over
Yeah,
and
so,
over
some of
again.
these teams
fucking
are just
And
gonna
then-
be on him
oh, yeah.
immediately, like
then-
the
and then
Nessies, for
what?
instance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and
my
when
car's
that
gonna be up in the
happens,
air instantly already. Like
100%.
he's gonna
dude.
pop it and then boom. Just
100%.
it's-
Fuck that guy, bro. Like, no, but on a real note, though, like, when
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happens, like, what are they going to do to adapt? How are they going to figure that out? Because you can't rely on mechanics alone when it comes to A tier. There's so many more things that happen. Like, A tier is one
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
places where you have to have good base mechanics, a good understanding of the game, and, learn how to actually adapt. Like, this is a whole new level of gameplay. And so the question is, when Trip ends up getting that ball and his mechanics are getting shut down over and over and over again, how is he going to change his game? How is he going to adapt going into the series
yeah.
forward?
I mean, as a player that plays similar, not as good as Drip, but like I think I know the solution, but I never can do the solution. But I think really
Why don't
it's
you say it?
it's bait
Let's
people
hear
in to thinking that you're gonna
People in?
do the bait and switch, right? Like people think every time I'm played against, the moment the ball comes to me, everybody knows the pre-jump because like I'm gonna go for some dumb aerial shit and I just get shut down. So like the way to fuck everybody over would be to like bait you into that situation. You think I'm gonna pop it, but I'm gonna pass it, right? Like that's like obviously
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
just the threes knowledge for me. Because like in twos, you really don't have to do that. You could just go for whatever you want. But then once you get to the threes, it's all
Yeah.
those fakes and passing and such. That you
yeah,
gotta
but
implement.
basically all it comes down to is like the mind games though. It's a lot more mind gaming because like there are times where people are going to adapt to you trying to pass your teammates rather than go up, and that's when you get to it, right? Like I mean we're just talking about the basics of threes, but I'm saying like
Yeah.
I play similar to Drip. He does it better, but like I don't adapt. That's I think admittedly my biggest issue, and like that's what I'm saying. Throw me in B tier, let me have fun, fucking get me in there, baby. But
I do think NJ is a really good pickup for Drip, though. I think
Yeah,
NJ has what Drip doesn't have. However, I do think this team is going to struggle a lot with players that aren't scared to get up for the ball. Teams like the Wraiths and teams like the Nessies, that's going to be a really difficult team for them to be able to beat just because they're so on the ball. They're not scared to get up there. They're not scared to jump.
we might be the most. Our two teams might be the most like aggressive play
Oh,
style.
100%. We may be the most aggressive and probably the fastest teams in the tier, 100%. However, that also only goes a long way,
Yeah.
I've learned this as I've played the game. With really fast speed comes really faulty defense. I think that's going to be a big thing that I'm going to be working on going into the season. Tylens, get that smirk out of your face, you ugly bitch.
No,
Anyways.
I'm smirking because it's me as well. I do the same thing.
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
play too
but yeah,
fast and my
like
defense is awful.
yeah, 100%. But
Gotta have fun.
I did we give our ratings?
No.
I don't know if we give our ratings. I'm putting this
okay.
team.
I have this
I'm putting this
team
team.
low B.
Yeah, I'm putting this team
Top
low
one
B.
this season for me.
I might put them C, but if United
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to
it was
say it.
really hard, They can literally shoot
Look,
up the F.
I think this team's peak is S. Like
Yeah,
end
no,
of
that's
season,
what I was
I-
saying. Like,
I
end
this
of
think
is
season,
one of
they
the
every
can go
teams
A
that
tier
F,
is gonna
team
have
could
the
be.
biggest
but right out
change
the
throughout the whole
gates,
season.
though.
That's the
Right out the
problem. That's
gates
the
might be
problem.
C.
Like
I think
every A tier team
I
could be
think-
S tier.
Yeah, I think
by the
every A
end.
tier team can be S tier
Possibly.
team, dude.
So
No, but
So,
that's
like,
why I have low B because of the
okay,
potential.
you're saying
I'd
low
say
B.
right
Yoki's
now
saying
they're a
C.
C tier for
Car.
me.
This
low B.
I
if
put 'em
you
low
go
B.
okay, you're gonna stick with low B. I was gonna say if you go C, this
Yeah.
would be like the first team making it to C tier.
Yeah. Dude,
Just the pure potential
is
pushes
close,
them.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're gonna stick with low
but
B.
this team definitely has the most room to grow. 100%.
Mm.
They're gonna struggle the most. They're gonna have the most difficult time. But I think if they can figure it out early on this season, they're gonna have a really good season.
Keep the mental there, get the practice in, looking good.
Oh, yeah. Anyways,
Hell Moby
look
Dicks.
now.
Do the
Yes,
dicks.
sir.
And that article pick was pretty good. That's a ball knower pick. I'm not gonna lie.
He's okay.
However, Trichter, A tier winner last season, in my personal opinion, really isn't all that. He had Shaq House to back him up throughout the whole entire season.
Okay. Mhm.
Edge to back him up the whole entire season. I think Trichter's a really chaotic player. I think he can't do it by himself. I think he didn't do it by himself last season, and I think all of us are just looking at a bunch of propaganda whenever we think of Trichter.
But now he's the
Interesting.
third round. He's got two great teammates to back him up. Like,
Again.
100%.
Again.
It's happening again, and this is a
Yeah.
whole entire different kind of A tier.
Okay.
Like,
how so? How is it like
like, look at-
entirely
okay.
different?
Okay, hold on.
There's only
Let
one
me-
person's
let me-
gone. Really, is Shaq. It's like the only person who's gone.
Yeah, but like you think of A tier last season. I mean, you have players that are like Sedge, for instance, was an A tier. Maybe A tier again this season. Could have maybe been B tier last season. I think there's a lot of A tier players last season that weren't exactly at the skill place that they needed to be in order to perform the way that they wanted to. I mean, we have
Interesting,
people like
okay.
Blue G down in B tier now. Brora's down in B tier. Rectals, Scat.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just all these different people that are down in B tier now. Like A tier last season wasn't as competitive as A tier is this season, and that's just how it is. Trichter's not going to be able to thrive the way that he did last season, no matter the kind of support he has. This is going to be a whole entire kind of game where Trichter has to be able to learn to change his playstyle from being this chaotic first man, cutting the ball so often and trying to be so aggressive, to being able to understand like, hey, I can't go for this ball. Somebody's behind me; they can take it instead.
Okay. I can kind of see it. Yeah. I can see what you're saying. However, with Talons being the best player on this team, and in my opinion, not having like the craziest amount of help, this might be B, like for me. It might have to
And
be
I've said
B,
it. I've said it
possibly,
before.
possibly.
Yeah, and I've said it before. I do think Talons is the best of the three of us, right? You know, like putting
Right,
egos
right,
aside, I do think Talons is definitely the most solid of the three of us. However, Talons doesn't have that carry potential, like a player like I would, or like a player like you would. Talons is 100% more of a support player. With that being said, he does also have Nautical on his team though, who is an insane offensive capability.
I haven't
However,
see that, but okay.
I do think Article has good offense when his teammates play his offense. If you play the way Article plays, you'll thrive on offense. However, Article does struggle on defense, I've noticed. He does have a hard time on defense. And I think this is just a team overall who has a hard time on defense. I think after they get over that hurdle, this is definitely a huge contending team. But until then, I think they're gonna have there's gonna be so many goals scored on them. Like the pressure is gonna break them down over and over and over again.
Okay. What do you think about that, Ty? It's your own team.
yeah, I could see that
What do you
happening. I haven't actually
yeah.
played with him yet, so it's kind of hard to give a take.
Oh
here.
shit.
Fair, fair.
But,
Well, you can disagree with me. I'm going to talk about it 100%.
we're definitely
that's
in more
fair.
of an offensive team, and I can agree with
yeah.
the defense being rough. I know my own defense is bad. I don't really know how. Like I think Trichter's and Ockle's defense are good. I think their offense are good as well. Like two solid players. Trichter flying us in the third round was amazing.
Mhm.
Dude, have you seen
I
his
think
comeback?
we're one of the contenders. I think we're top A for me.
Dude, Trichter's been on a struggle bus apparently. Like he's been low hours, and in combines apparently he's been struggling. According to I believe Darty, I think in one of, actually I don't know if that's Darty. I don't know who said it. Somebody said it. All right. It may not have been Darty. It may have been Darty. Darty, your name's being thrown out there. You can
Could have
deal with it.
been could have been days maybe last week when you guys were doing the podcast.
I don't think so. I think maybe I was on like a VC with Darty. I don't know. But regardless, Trickter's not going to be the player that he was last season, simply because the competition is different this season. Like
Yep.
this is going to be a whole new eye-opening kind of thing for Trickter, I think.
Well, I will say, even though like Trickster's like Herald is really good like last season, like even a team like me, Ryan, and Bocce, we swept him in Shack House. And who was the third?
Yeah.
Sedge? Yeah, during like the
Yeah.
season. So
Bro,
honestly, like it's possible. It's definitely
oh,
possible.
yeah.
That,
Dude, give me a team that I didn't troll my draft on, dude, and I think I'm doing the same thing. I mean,
no,
we
you
did
always
scrims.
troll your
We did
draft. You
scrims. I
always
know
troll
I
your
do. That's why Fishy did it this season. No,
Yeah,
but
exactly. Now you have a
last
decent team.
season, me, Scat, and Tasty played against Shackhouse, Trickter, and Sedge, and we swept them in a scrim.
Oh, that's fucking lit.
Kind of early season, but we swept them.
Yeah.
Swept them in the scrim. We ended up playing them later in the season. We got swept. Match days were just rough for us. However, our scrims, we
Right.
always played good in them. I mean, I don't know. I personally don't see Trickter as big of a threat as other people say. I think he definitely has potential. I think he definitely has skill. I think this is going to be a more difficult season than it was for last season if he takes it, underwhelmingly.
Well, I love Trickster. I think he's
100%.
really balanced. When I play with him, it makes me feel like it's kind of easy to know what's going to happen. So I think if Trickster just gets his hours up, I mean this team could
Oh yeah,
easily be high A.
yeah.
But we have to see. Like for
I
now, I'm
yeah
thinking high B, low A right
High
now.
B,
yeah
low A. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
putting
I
high
throw
to
him.
high A.
Yeah, so Thailand's is on the high
Well,
A.
last
So
season.
do we say like meet in the middle? Because like you're basically saying middle
Yeah,
middle B.
basically.
So we'll go
Yeah.
low A is kind of where they're being placed,
Yeah,
or do we want to
we
go
can throw
high
him
B?
there.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can
Okay,
put him
so
No,
we'll
Yeah,
go
low A, low A.
low A.
Yeah, low A.
All right.
yeah, the way. Yeah, I think my point being with Trickter is that if he looks at this season and thinks it's going to be anything like last season, he's going to have a hard time.
Hmm.
He can't
That's
sleep on the
interesting.
players. Yeah, he can't be sleeping. He's got to be awake.
Gotcha. Okay.
Going to race though,
Puzzles
you know,
Weird team. It's a
Yoki.
weird team.
definitely.
Weird
But
team.
Really weird team.
talking to Ryan about these teams. I mean, Moby Dix and Rates are big competitors in our opinion. I think those are the top two teams. Um, I honestly don't think there's exactly an S tier team at the moment in A tier,
Yeah.
simply because, like I said earlier, this is a really competitive season, right? Like
Yeah.
it's going to be difficult to start for everybody. Even if you win, you're going to see mistakes that you got to fix. I don't think
Yeah.
there's going to be a team that's going to, absolutely pummel everybody. I think it can really be like a coin toss for every match. However, though, I think just going off of just these players and what they're capable of, and who their teammates are, I think that Moby Dix and Rates are definitely those top two contenders at the moment. However, that can 100% change later on. This is anybody's game here. For me though, I think I'm throwing Rates in the A tier. I think I'm putting them over Moby Dix. This, in my opinion, is the best team currently.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'll go
agree with
last.
that. I do. It's my team. I have them below myself, but I agree with the solid A tier. Fazul's a really smart, a bit slow of a player, but a really smart player. Zoffy's like GC3, confident, mechanical. Yoki's a really good support for these two, and he can do that upfield offense if he wants to. Like this is a strong team
Yeah.
just to start off the season.
100%. And I will say, I sleep heavy on Fuzzle. However, with what people say about Fuzzle, I'm having hope this season that
Dude,
he can prove
Fuzzle's
me wrong.
cracked. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a guy. That's a guy who I play against, and I'm
He's
just like, what
really
the fuck
good.
is this guy doing? That's a guy I play with. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I'm hoping, and I pray to God that I'm gonna see him do some crazy stuff on the race this season. Like I really am gonna try and be a Fuzzle believer. But I mean, if he proves me right, then like it is what it is. Like I got nothing else to say towards him. But like I said, uh, at the moment, a big Fuzzle believer. I think he can do it, especially with Zoffy and Yoki on his team. Yeah, Yoki, where were you putting him, by the way? Sorry.
It's. I feel like our team is super weird. And
It
I feel like
definitely is.
I feel like it's weird to say since I'm the one on the team. Like I should be so confident in my team. But like
Yeah.
I just feel so weirded out. Like I'm just like, man, like I just don't know what the fuck how we're gonna perform. I don't know how
Yeah.
the fuck we're gonna perform really. Like I've played with both of them by the way individually. So I played with Zoff
Yeah.
and Mateo, and I played like threes for like 3 hours straight with Puzzle, like in rank threes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's another
And
great
I'm
point
just
of
like,
time zones. Like we got an EU player, Hawaii. Like
Dude, my
this team.
team is screwed.
Yeah, this team is not gonna be able to practice as much as they're going to
I
want
have.
to.
Okay, look,
I
look, look.
have.
We do have some similar times
Oh,
though. Like during the weekdays, 1 through 4 p.m. EST. If we can just get scrims throughout the week around those times, we'll be fine.
dude,
But
I work. I work, dude. Saturday and Sunday are game days because I get home from work as Ryan's going to bed, dude.
Is
oh
your
my
internet
Like
even
god.
gonna be on?
Saturday. What do you mean?
Like Saturday, Sunday? Like, is that like a
Hotspot that
guaranteed?
bitch.
I'll get that shit turned on. Hello. Don't wake up at 9 in the morning. Yo, hey, open up. Nah, but we've already talked about it. Like Saturdays and Sundays are going to be our huge practice days. Besides that, working on ourselves individually is going to be huge this season. Like I said earlier, if
Once?
everybody's not trying to, fuck no.
Oh.
But if everybody's not trying to, improve as a player, but also improve as a team, like you're gonna fall behind no matter what. So I think
Yeah.
us being able to find 2 days where we can play together and the rest of the days be individual or like do it up or anything like that, like you got to keep it pushing. Like no matter what, the schedules work out, schedules don't work out, you got to keep it pushing here.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think everybody needs to work individually and as a team.
100%.
Or else it's falling behind. Like, I think Fuzzle said he's actually gonna grind again. He's gonna hop on the game. He's gonna get his hours up.
Oh yeah,
I'm
man.
already like training on days like training plan or whatever. Like I'm just doing like the shit that he's asking for the A tier players to do. So I'm already hopping on that shit.
Right, bro. Dude,
Um,
pre-draft, dude. I had all the GMs and some of the S tier players helping me out, dude. I'm feeling pretty confident going into the season. Just being able to work on the things that they told me to, and just keeping it in the back of my head. Like this, I'm so excited for this season. I think this is a season where I have to play really good because of how bad my last season was. Um, so I mean, I'm looking to blow out here. I'm not gonna lie.
what do you mean blowout? What the fuck?
I'm
What is
gonna
happening?
pull your pants down right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
where are you
yeah,
placing your
okay.
team? Yeah.
Yeah, where's your
uh,
final placement here?
I'm probably have to put us at like low A.
Below Moby Dix, or
Yeah, I'd have to say below Moby Dix.
I mean, both of them put you middle of A, so we're probably gonna keep you here above them.
I mean, I had them below Moby Dix, but
You had them below A plus, right? Like, we're essentially saying high A. You had them below that, which would be mid A. You're only here because they put you guys like high B, right? If we're looking at
Yeah.
it from,
Yeah.
unless you're saying they're like a low
I-
A. If
I
you
have
go
them
low A,
below. I have them below my placement of Moby Dix.
yeah.
But I have
Are-
mine.
are you saying they're mid A
over
or
Moby
low A?
Dix. Funnily enough, but
I put them low A.
Low A?
That's where I
Okay,
put rates.
Then they go here.
Yeah, I don't know where we put them just now. Hold on, I'm locking in.
Well, you just said A, so like mid A is what I take that as.
I said A above Moby Dix. I think this is the best team in the A tier right now.
Yeah, but then you got two low A's, so
Yeah,
we're
and
gonna
Yoki and
put
I
them
said
below.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
so
but
we
like
can-
like
Yeah.
on my list, technically, I have mine on low A, but I have Moby Dix low high B. So like it's kind of like it's weird.
Okay, put them wherever.
I'm
Never
only
mind, we don't
taking it.
care.
I'm
It's
taking it what I'm
weird.
hearing it. I'm
It's
the.
fine, it's fine.
I'm production.
You're good,
I'm
you're good.
production.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're
Yeah,
good.
wherever you want them.
Alright, Matt.
Yeah.
Look, this Yorman Gander team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I almost skipped over him. I thought we were gonna start talking about King Kong, but anyways,
that's-
Yorman Gander. I've heard some people say that this Geo pick was troll. And this is another team that's super offensive. There's a lot of hype around Mateo and whatnot.
Gio's the most defensive player in this tier.
No,
Yeah, I don't know about that, but okay.
no. Anyways,
Most offensive.
I'm gonna ignore that you just said that. What the fuck? Anyways,
He's the slowest.
Shibrello, what the fuck was that?
CrashCast.
Anyway, yo, I gotta lock in, bro. That threw me off. Holy shit! What the fuck? Okay. Mateo. A lot of hype around Mateo going into this season. Hold on, I need to take 10.
Yo, I can't. Like,
I can take over here. We got Mateo, we got Enzo, we got Gio. Mateo, definitely highest height person in A here. One of the contenders to be low S. The more I play with Mateo, actually, the harder I find it is to play with him. Definitely a good player. Absolutely one of the top 6.
I'm gonna mute
Even
them
top
until
3
they're
of
done
A
laughing.
tier.
Jesus.
Yeah, I can. Bit of Mateo Jick, right? He's good. Mateo's good. A hard player to play with though. And I see Gio in the same way. Definitely worse than Mateo, but still just a hard player to play with. Gio has a very good idea of how he wants to play Rocket League, and if your idea of that doesn't match up, it becomes a bit of a mess. And Enzo was one of the players that I was hoping would drop the third round to where I could pick him up. Really good player. Would have been a really good third. Went as a second round. I mean, I'd even think he's good as a second round. But this team's really gonna have to work to play well together. It's just three different play styles that I don't think are gonna mix too well. We'll have to see though.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was gonna touch on too. I mean, I played against Mateo and Enzo in scrims before. I mean, I played with Sudoku, I played with Dre. They had rectals. I mean, swept 3-0. Like Mateo and Enzo got to be able to play together, or else their offense is just gonna, be crushed. Gio has to be able to play the support role, as he usually does. And also, I think Gio's gonna have to learn a little different of a play style. He likes to take possession a lot. Keep the ball real close to him. Hates banging it. Doesn't hardly ever bang it. Which I think is going to end up biting him in the ass going into this A tier season. Super good idea, early on in like B tier, but I think coming into A tier is you gotta be more adaptable in that. This team, how play styles mesh is going to be a big deal. We'll just have to see how it goes, really. I think for now, though, I think I'm putting them low B.
Low B?
Yeah, I'm about mid B between Nessies and Night Stalkers for me.
Okay.
I'm scared this team's gonna blow up. Like I'm scared this team is gonna blow up because of egos flaring.
Yeah.
And Gio's gonna say, "No, we gotta play this way." Mateo's gonna be like, "You're fucking stupid," and Enzo's gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like
Mateo tilts
fuck
easily,
this
by the
shit.
way. If
And
like,
Gio does too. They both.
yeah, Mateo tilts easily, but Mateo will keep on playing. He'll keep playing and playing and
Yeah,
playing.
yeah,
and
yeah,
it ruins him, dude. It tears him apart.
Yeah, I think I'm scared this team's gonna blow up, and
Yeah.
if it blows up, they're gonna be a literal F tier team.
Yeah, they're gonna be horrible.
Literally
Oh,
0-6,
yeah.
and it's gonna be like,
Yeah,
fuck.
dude.
Yeah, we
But-
gotta keep in mind there's no trading this season. Like
Yeah,
teams
no
teams are
trading.
Yeah,
scaled.
you're stuck with these people. If you don't like them, then fuck you, dude.
Then you're
Lock
getting
in.
you're getting a whole fucking drafted or replacement team, right? Like the backups. Like if this shit blows up, then you're getting a team of backups, like the rejects.
It's just a
Yeah.
full B tier team comes up.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Like,
Dude, that'd be crazy.
like, oh my god! But I could see this team being mid B. Yeah, if in the beginning, especially mid B.
Okay.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
I can see them being like high A if they don't blow up. If they don't blow up, they're keeping each other solid. Then fuck yeah. So,
Yeah.
good shit.
King Kong, the sleepers of the A tier.
Oh, sleepers? Okay, what do you got them at?
The sleepers of the A tier.
S?
All right.
You got 'em at S?
Groovy, Brookboy, Zorny. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I'm still sleeping. I really don't think this team's got it.
Oh shit!
That's fucking
I really-
crazy.
I-
Blinded seeker. Oh my god.
Damn, that was
Like, dude.
they had us in the first half, Chad. They had us in the
No, but
first half.
look, this is a team full of base fundamentals, right? All these players have the base fundamentals down. Not a super mechie team, not super good at anything specific. It doesn't have a standout player, right? Realistically, I think Groovy's a gay.
Whoa, what-
Great.
Yay.
Groovy's a
Whoa.
great. Groovy,
Okay.
hold on.
Wait.
No,
Why did
sorry,
Tyler
Groovy.
do his? Why did Tyler just raise his eyebrows at that? What the heck is that? He was like, "Wait, hold on.
but,
Like, let me lock in."
Groovy's a great player, great guy.
Yeah.
Don't think he has that X factor in him though. I think every team has an X factor player. I think King Kong is gonna be that one team who just doesn't have an X factor player, and I think it
Yeah.
can hurt them or it can help them.
Yeah, it possibly.
In
Can.
my
If they're all on the
opinion,
same
though-
page.
Yeah, in my opinion though, I think based off skill levels of everybody in A tier, I think this is going to be the lowest of everybody. But as far as how they play together as a team, I think I'm putting them above Jormungandr here.
I have them above your again as well.
Yeah, below
Yeah,
Nessie.
I mean, I
above
completely disagree.
Jormungandr.
I have this as like a low A team. We got like you're saying that there's gonna be no X factor. Brookboy and
Who's
Zorani
your
are
X
gonna turn
factor?
Groovy into the X factor. Groovy is the
You're
X. Groover
stupid.
is a super
Think he's gonna
upfield
turn
playing
into it?
player, and with the Brookboy and Zorani support that, it's gonna be
Okay.
just redirect after redirect in your net top corner, constant. Like
Okay.
Yeah,
Groovy is
bro.
automatic with
Yeah,
those. Zawarni is a rare threes player in this day and age, threes main. Zawarni knows the threes ball. The like very basics player, but he knows how to play threes. And Brook Boy is definitely a player that's learning threes more, but really high ceiling. I think a pretty high floor as well. I think Brook Boy is definitely slept on a lot. This is one of my like top 3 teams personally.
Top
Wow,
three.
top 3. Holy shit.
Whoa. Whoa, man. I don't know
Wow.
if I
Okay.
put him
Based
Okay.
off
there,
of the
dude.
places you guys all chose, they do wind up at the top of B tier. Just based off the average, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Unless you
I
and
suppose.
Yoki want to say low B or maybe even drop them to
No,
C,
they're
then
above
it would change
Jormungandr.
everything.
They're
Yeah,
Right,
above
you guys
I
both
think
said
they're
they're above
100.
here, but the Nessies, right? You
Yeah.
guys said like all were like
I
B.
think they're 100%. I think they're 100% before Nessies. I think they're 100% after Jormungandr, though.
But then
Yeah, I would say
Thailand's
it's
is
in the middle
saying
right
they're
there.
bottom of A, which would bump them up.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So where you
I don't
guys
know,
have all
man.
decided collectively, this is where
That,
they
yeah,
line
that's
up.
our
Yeah,
average
yeah,
right
no,
there.
that's
Yeah,
our average.
yeah.
Yeah, that's our average.
I mean, yeah, I mean
Fine.
that's how it lands.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now,
I don't know, man. May the season speak. May the season speak.
yeah, may the season speak, but
Playoff predictions, Chad.
Yes,
Wait,
sir.
before we
All
get
right.
into that, can somebody please
Oh.
tell me, is it Groovy Collier? Is it Collender? Is it Collider? I've seen all
No, it's
spellings. I don't know
Collier.
what it is. Collier? What the
I
hell is
say
it?
Collier.
I thought it was
Yeah, Collier.
Collender because like I thought it was like a little ladle you fucking pick your Groovy up in. I thought that
But
shit
it's
made
not
sense.
fucking-
Where is
Okay,
the
but that's,
N in
that
that
says
name?
Collier.
Where is
You-
the
it's
Well, yeah,
N?
I
just
see.
adding letters.
No, I know. I
Collier?
see it. I see it's there. I've seen it spelled in all these different ways. I've seen Collider. I've seen Collender. I've seen
Collider.
Collier. Like
Dude,
so,
you
obviously
gotta
here
stop.
the
You gotta
official thing is
stop.
Collier, but like
Look,
the longest
man.
time I thought it was
I've
Collender.
never seen anything but Collier. Personally.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
think so,
stop
Collier.
talking to a bunch of idiots, dude. You need to get out of that part of
Unless it's
Grindhouse,
French,
dude.
it's Collier. Collier.
Whoa, a little French.
IER at the end.
Uh-huh.
Man, that boy ain't French. Get out of here.
Okay.
A bonjour.
Alright,
You want to
All
baguette?
right, get on to your pick.
Anyways,
Playoffs though. Playoffs.
Yeah.
playoffs. All right, I think Movie Dick's rates at the 1-2. Can't tell you which one's 1. Can't tell you which one's 2. I think they're definitely the 1-2 though.
Yep.
100%.
I agree. Gotta have the ego, putting myself at 1, but yeah, 1-2. I agree with that.
Yeah, you just earned yourself the 2 spot. Anyways,
Yeah.
I think the oh, this is hard. I think
I mean, I have
Nessies,
King
think-
Kong Nessies at 3-4.
Yeah.
Don't know which order, but 3-4.
I think Nessies 3, King Kong 4. I think Jormungandr is gonna have a really difficult season. I think Night Stalkers are gonna have a hard season unless they learn how to play together.
Actually,
And
I
if
will
that
see what
doesn't-
order. Actually, I think King Kong 3 Nessies 4.
I don't like this
That's
guy
what I'm
anymore. I do think
And then-
late season though.
Well,
I do think
actually,
late
yeah,
season, though.
I'm not factoring the Night Stalkers late season here. I think Nessies could
Yeah.
drop out and be a 5, and then a Night
You're
Stalkers 3.
crazy.
You are-
Okay.
Last year's
Night
performance,
Stalker.
man.
I'm saying Night Stalkers 3, then King Kong 4.
Listen. Let me ego speak real quick. All
The
right.
car
All
curse.
right. I think.
It
I
is the
think.
car curse.
Listen.
Oh my god.
Listen.
Okay. Yeah.
My ego speak here. All right.
Okay.
Not even ego, dude. I just think like actually based off of what these teams are capable of. I think that Moby Dix will end up coming in the 1 spot as the 1 seed.
Yeah.
I think the rates have potential to drop down to the 3 spot. I think that 2nd spot can be taken by Nessies. I think that 2nd spot can also be taken by Night Stalkers. I think King Kong and Jormungandr are going to end up falling off going into the late season. I think King Kong may have a good first 2 weeks, and I think that's all they got in them.
Okay.
Unless they play Jormungandr, then they can have 3. And then they're top 4. Fuck, Chad. Fuck.
Any other thoughts
But-
on that, Yoki?
Mine's probably gonna be really weird. I think if everybody grinds, I think Night Stalkers come in at 1. I think Nessie's coming in at 2, and then either Moby Dix or Race at 3 and 4 interchangeable. I think Jormungandr and King Kong get left out this season in playoffs.
I think King Kong, like I said, will have a strong first week, strong second week, maybe a strong third week. I think they fall off, though. I don't think they'll be as good as they are at the beginning of the season and when it comes to late season. I think they have a peak first half of the season. I think they have a really rough later season, though. I think they're just going to end up falling behind. They don't have any tricks on their bag, man. They're basic players, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I can see it for sure.
And with that, we can move on to the S tier.
See, yeah,
This is so
the most
interesting.
important tier.
All right, dude. What the fuck was this draft, dude? I see one team in here. How the fuck did we let this shit happen?
Well, let's start with the Nessies.
Yeah,
Let's get
we'll
the
start with
Nessies
the Nesties.
going.
We'll go one by one. The huge.
Mario Seam Shack House. We took 2 round 3ers into our round 2 and our round 3, chat.
Well, hey, I want to say something though. Ryan did play a scrim with the Nessies against King Kong, and they won 4-2 in the best of 7.
Without who? Without who?
Without Seam.
That's my point. Seam, great player. However, should not have been a round 2 pick.
Damn.
Especially
Like,
second pick.
Yeah, I think second pick.
dude?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
How are you leaving Ascended out of this conversation? How are we leaving Sly out of the conversation? Players like Bloom. Nim is in that conversation. Nim, maybe not the best threes player, but Nim is definitely a solid player. I think Seam was supposed to fall late 3rd round. I think it was a huge surprise that I see him come in round 2. Second pick out of everybody.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy, but Monster Mario sees a vision. He wanted Seam.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Seam,
So
great player, man. Great player. I think there's players that are better than him. I think there's a lot of players for him to improve. I think he's capable of it. I want him to prove it to me. I need him to prove it to me.
Yeah.
This is another like fast mad cow case, dude. I gotta see it.
Right. Yeah, we gotta see it. I agree.
100%.
I give this tier. I give this team like a B. To be honest.
Yeah, I give him a B,
for now.
B plus, high B, high B.
Yeah, I
high
mean,
B,
this
high B.
this is a stacked tier. The other teams are amazing. I gotta put them at a B as well, like a mid B.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Going into Night Stalkers, dude. How the fuck did we let this team happen?
Yeah.
S, easily S.
How the
Hey,
fuck did
Should
we
have been
let
any
this
lower.
team happen, dude?
Oh my god.
Like, hello?
Okay, so in my opinion, T Saban is can be the #1 pick in the first round, and Ascended can be the #1 pick in the second round too. So just having both, the best overall picks in their respective rounds is crazy. I think that's wild.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Ascended goes 4th pick here going into the second round. No, because it got reversed.
Yes, it was 4th pick. Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
And he's
We
easily
know
the best in that round.
we know where the keepers sit at. We know where the GMs sit at. GMs knew this going into this draft, and we left Ascended to be with Sosa and T Saban.
Yeah, it's the Bulls, guys. It's the fucking Bulls.
Goose, Bass have nothing to do with this. Had their teams beforehand. What the fuck are Mulik, Days, and Fishy doing?
Well, apparently Monster wanted Steam and Faith wanted Sly. So, and Yormagander, they wanted Jason and Samino.
ChatGPT wanted Samino.
Yeah, the Samino was obvious. That was Samino was obvious. That was gonna happen. Rubies and Samino are like best friends. But picking up
That as well.
a Sly, I can see it. All right, I can see the reasonableness.
Yeah, they might be banking on his talent.
Seems questionable. I don't know though. You're giving Night Stalkers an insanely good team. I think this is an S tier team in the S tier.
Yeah, it's S. Easily.
Yeah, I agree with an S.
This is gonna be a team that absolutely smurfs this season.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty. I can't wait to watch the first matches.
100%.
The only way I see this going for is if Sosa doesn't start playing the game again.
Yeah, that's
true.
like
That's
I
true.
think the
I
same.
don't.
Sosa-
He's given
but
Ascended.
Sosa,
PB3
put
this
City
tier.
Sky,
Sosa's-
uninstall it for 8 weeks. That's it. That's all you gotta
Yeah.
do.
Put down the City Skylines.
Yeah, just uninstall City
Yeah.
Skylines and Satisfactory, whatever the fuck else he plays for 8 weeks. Just focus on Rocket League. Show everybody what you can be.
Right, just
Going
win
into
the
Moby
season, bro.
Dix. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Moby
But
Dix.
going into Moby Dix though,
My
we're seeing
goats.
another
Last
Maples.
season's champion.
Nope, my goats.
Look,
Yeah.
we're seeing another Maples Goose here, right?
Yeah.
They don't have Sly though. They have Delta J Romeo this season. Going
Yeah,
into a
yeah.
competitive S tier like this, I don't think it's gonna work as well as Goose wants it to.
So you guys think it's a bit weaker then?
100%. Sly is definitely the better pick here than Delta. However, he could only keep one. I think he shouldn't have kept Delta though. I think he should have kept Delta on the board. I think he should have picked somebody else up in the 3rd round.
What do you think, Ty?
I disagree.
Damn.
Delta's cracked.
That's what I'm saying.
This team's gonna win again.
My goat.
That's all I'll say.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know, man.
Nah,
I think last season this was an S tier team. I think this season we're putting him around mid A, mid to high A.
I got mid to high A. I'd say mid to high A.
Yeah.
If you have Maples,
just-
it already makes you an A tier team.
True.
Oh, you think Goose and Delta have that little impact with the Maples immediate A?
No,
That's all they got?
I think Goose has huge impact on this team. I think Delta doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't.
think
I
so.
have no belief that Delta's gonna do any
But,
crazy
like-
sorts of things this season. I think he's gonna jump in Maple's backpack, just and just ride in there the whole entire season out. And the question
Yeah.
is, can Maples carry a season again like he did last season without
Yeah.
the help of Goose and a capable player such as Sly?
I
Sly
mean,
did so much for that team.
like
I-
we have Night Stalkers at S, right? Ty.
Yeah.
Maples, we got to see him compete with Saban. Ascended, I think is better than Goose, possibly. And Sosa, I mean, he could be better than Delta.
Dude,
Possibly.
Sosa's dragging his balls across
So-
Delta's forehead. So I don't know. Hold on. On a real note, on a real note, how did Sosa drop into the third round?
It's
Hello.
the numbers committee. He had to choose himself, right?
Yeah,
But
it's
did we?
his rank.
But do
No, it's
which
his
is
This
rank.
is also like
crazy,
a
though.
1600 peak.
yeah,
in rank.
which is crazy though. I feel like Sosa's 100% a second round pick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who his peak was what? 1600? What is Delta's?
It's almost
Like-
17.
Exactly.
Listen,
almost
buddy.
17,
Listen,
yeah.
buddy.
You're sleeping on
listen,
my
buddy.
boy. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
I
I
don't
wanna-
like,
I
I don't
wanna
like the
stay-
disrespect. I don't
You're
like the
sleeping
on
disrespect.
Delta.
Nah,
Look, buddy.
Delta's
Hey,
goated.
hey. I'm gonna stay sleeping. I'm gonna stay dreaming. This team's
All
not
right,
working
all
out.
right,
I mean,
all right,
okay,
all right,
but like,
hold
if you want to make
on.
that
All right,
argument,
all
Akuma, if you want to make that argument, like me and Trickster beat Sly and Kadoku in ranked. So like, does that mean, like, just because they're above us, like we can't
Slide
beat them?
Kadoku?
No.
Yeah.
No,
also,
yeah.
also,
I don't even
where's
play it
his
like
peak
that.
at?
Too,
Where's
so-
his
so,
peak
like,
at?
what-
Where's his peak at? And
Yeah,
what game
Kadoku's
mode?
peak is like 1700.
You was
so is
1700
Sly's.
twos.
And
Exactly in twos. I'm sick and tired of people relying so much on this fucking twos rank to
Bro,
believe that players are
yeah,
good
don't
at
you
twos
twos.
gas
rank is-
yourself up from your
twos,
twos?
Alright.
two. No, my peak's 1600. I'm dog shit at twos. I
Yeah, but
think I'm
you're
a
gassing yourself
decent
up based
twos
off of your
player.
twos, not your threes, right? You're not judging yourself based off of your threes play.
No, I do not. I'm a competitive threes
Exactly.
player. I am not a ranked twos player.
Oh.
This is the first season I've actually put an effort to grind the game out, and now I'm 1600. Well, not at the moment, but I was. I hit it.
Right.
Twos rank, and competitive threes are two completely different places, and we need to get that through our heads as a community. Like, and not even just grindouts, but throughout Rocket League, man.
Oh, I think people know that. I just think people also know that threes. If you're solo queuing, that shit's ass. Like it's a terrible game mode.
Well,
God-
threes rank
God
doesn't
awful.
matter. We're talking. We're in a
Oh,
league
you're-
where
you're
this is a
talking competitive. Okay, okay.
Yeah, this
Like
is a
league play.
competitive
Okay.
threes league. This is a competitive threes
Uh-huh.
league, right? Delta maybe 1700 and twos, but I think just
Sosa's
like
better as a threes player.
exactly 100%.
Yeah.
Ascendant's
Like-
better as a threes player,
Like,
and Ascendant's peak
Delta,
is like
Delta
mid
figured out
52.
twos in like a couple months. He got a new computer and everything just clicked. Okay, the guy, it
It
all
took
worked
him
out.
months.
It
It
clicked.
took him months, dude. It took me 2 weeks to go from an average 1380 player to being GC2 now.
All right, we
if
got it.
it
You're the
took
best
that
in
guy
the
a
world.
couple-
I'm saying
I'm not
give him
even
a
saying
couple
that. I'm not
weeks
even
and
saying that.
he'll have threes down too, down pat.
Well, but like
I swear to God.
he has to prove it.
yeah,
He has to
I
prove
mean
it.
that's what it comes down
This
to.
is, this is,
I'm
this
just saying,
is
you're
another
sleeping on my goat.
player.
You're sleeping on my goat.
And
But
like
yeah,
I said,
you're betting
I
on
will
his
continue
potential.
sleeping.
I'm betting on what
What you see?
what's probably
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Nah,
Yeah,
Not probably. Sorry, I'm betting on what
I do think he's capable. I don't think he has it in him at the moment
Well, anyone's-
right now, though.
Yeah, anyone's capable of, you know.
Yeah,
Doing
I
a
think
lot.
he's capable. I don't think he's
But-
capable of being a super good S tier player. I think he's capable of being good enough to get his team to get by.
Yeah, for now. Hopefully next
100%.
season everyone gets better.
I
you know?
yeah,
That's-
I hope so.
That's lit.
But I may be hating big on Delta right now, but I do hope that by next season, when next season comes, he ends up being a really good round 2 player.
Yeah.
Able to
Okay.
surpass some of these players like Semino, players like Scene, players like Sly. But at this exact moment, I don't think this is the strongest team in S tier like it was last season.
Yeah, it's definitely like top 3 for sure. Like around.
Yeah,
top
I can
3.
see that. I can see that 100%.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a A+ team.
I'm not saying he's like the best
Yeah. Hey,
in S tier or anything. You know, I just can't accept the disrespect of dragging balls on his face. Okay, that's where I draw the line. That's why I had to speak up.
Look. I meant that only as in like Sosa. Crazy that he drops to round 3, and then we try and compare him to the other round 3, such as Delta, such as Kadoku, Nim, Shackhouse, Bloom, even. Like it just amazed me that we dropped Sosa all the way to round 3. I think Sosa smurfs on every single one of them.
It was strictly a numbers committee thing though, because
Yeah,
how Goose
100%,
had to be picked
100%.
second, like Sosa had to
Yeah,
be
of
picked
course,
third,
of course.
stuff, and he
Right,
had to
yeah.
choose
It's crazy.
himself.
I think Goose and Sosa are on a very similar playing field.
It even things out. It actually worked really well. I think it evened out things because if Sosa had to choose
What do you
himself
mean?
second,
What do you mean? We have an S tier team, an
well,
S tier,
okay, but okay,
and the next highest is a mid A.
yeah, but imagine if Sosa had to pick himself second, then who's getting fucking ascended, right? It would just be stacked anyways, right?
Who was it? Who was it? Who would it have been? It would have
Probably
been. Wait, wouldn't it have just been
Let me
Sosa
see.
they
again
would have
because
been
he
third
has
round.
the
It would
because
have
he
been
has
third
the
round.
bin?
Yeah, it would have
Would it
just
be
been
Sosa
Sosa.
again?
Oh
Because
yeah,
he
it would
has
have
the
just been
bin?
Sosa. Yeah, it would have been just Sosa. That's
Yeah,
funny.
never
He would have
mind.
gotten them either way.
Yeah,
Our GMs, our
either
GMs
way.
are throwing. Our GMs are
No, no,
throwing.
no, no, no. It could have been Goose,
Huh?
wasn't it? Wait, hold on.
No,
Wait, we
no,
started.
because
No,
Goose
Goose
had a
is
keeper.
great keeper. He has a keeper.
You
All
said
of
it
Moby
second
Dix was
round.
keepers, and all of King Kong was keepers.
Yeah,
Oh, Moby Dix was a keeper, huh? Oh, Delta was a
yeah,
keeper.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Delta's keeper.
okay, that might have been
Anyways,
troll.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, I'm throwing Night Stalkers or not Night Stalkers. I'm throwing Moby Dicks. You know,
Oh.
A
Yeah.
to A plus.
Wait,
Yeah,
sorry.
8 A+.
I'm only saying it might have been troll
Yeah,
had it
that's
gone the
minus.
other way around. If Sosa was able to be pick, if Sosa had to pick himself second round, then it would have been troll for Moby Dick to choose, for Goose to have chosen Delta. But because it worked out this way, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go on.
Sure.
All right then. We got a solid average of like an A plus, and we can move on to rates.
Yes, sir.
Interesting team. You know, I don't know, dude.
Not great.
Playing with Faith, with
Whoa,
Faith,
whoa.
playing against Faith. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's questionable in my opinion. I had him really high on the tier list whenever we made it. Now, playing with him, playing against him, I feel like it depends on the day for that guy. He can be really good sometimes. He can be, really mid sometimes. I do think definitely a worthy first round. Sly won last season, was a huge reason why they won last season. I mean, all three of them were. But Sly did his part. Bloom, really solid player. Gonna be gone later season, meaning Nimbus is gonna come in for the rates. So then we'll be looking at a Faith Sly Nimbus team, if nobody else quits. And with that being said, Faith Sly Nimbus, I don't see that team working out. However, and that's going into playoffs. But as far as right now, seeing Faith Sly Bloom, Bloom being a really solid threes player, he's going to understand. He has two really good offensive players on his team. But I think a huge thing is for Faith to realize that he's not a carry player. He has never been a carry player. He will always be a supportive player. He will always be a phenomenal first man to set his team up. And I think him, trying to be that player that does it all just isn't going to work out, especially on the team with players like Sly.
Yeah, I think Sly's gonna be the carry here, in terms of scoring. He has to score.
100%.
He's gotta score the ball.
I do think this is a good team regardless, though. I think
Yeah.
if we disregard the Nimbus stuff in later, that's definitely an A minus team. I think if
I
we
have it
do
at a bit of a
regard,
B plus team.
yeah,
wow.
I think if we do regard Nimbus, I think this is a mid B team. Especially
A.
going to playoffs during the most important time of the season, that's going to be a struggle. That's a ball chaser with a guy who's going to get confused. That guy being Sly, by the way. And we'll hear Nimbus talk about, oh, my team did this, my team did that, and then it's just going to burst into horribleness once again.
My team
Just
didn't
like
go. They
last,
just need to go.
just like last season playoffs. But
He's just gonna be like, Faith and Sly just wouldn't go, dude. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like,
Yeah, we can quote that. Nimbus will say exactly that.
100%, 100%. I'm calling it now.
calling
Yeah,
it now.
I got him. But as of right now, like I said, I got him at an A minus.
I got him at an A, to be honest, because I feel like another team. I feel like Jormungandr, or sorry, not Jormungandr. Nessi's is kind of A minus ish. I feel like this is an A.
Yeah.
About so. We can put him
Yeah,
at
them like
low
a
A.
B plus A minus around there.
Actually,
Yeah.
I have him over Nessi's. Yeah.
So are we gonna stick with low A, or are we gonna bump them down to B plus?
No, I
I
think
put him
low
B
A is
plus.
fine. I think low A
I
is
think B
fine.
plus as well.
Okay, if
us
it's
2B
2B plus,
pluses.
then
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be-
I do think it's fair to factor in the Nimbus effect, like that's gonna happen near the end. Like
Yeah.
that kind of is tough, right? Like it kind of drops them. A new person so late into the season, kind of crazy. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And a person that's gonna clash too. If they don't figure it out quick, Nimbus is gonna clash with both of those players, and it's gonna be really bad. But going on to this Jormungandr team, I'm gonna be real here. I think this is the worst team in S tier.
I agree.
I think it's a C.
They're the only team that didn't get one of
I
our
think
top 6
I
players.
agree. I think this is our second C of the podcast.
Yeah, I think it's a C tier team.
100%. Ruby's solid player, can't do it all by himself though. Semino, overrated player in my opinion. Another player that we're basing 2's rank into his
Yep, I
3's
think he was
gameplay.
picked too early.
100%. I
Like-
think Semino was a third round.
And
Nim
Nem
really
fell the
solid
last pick.
player. Yeah, Nim, solid player. Doesn't really know threes yet. If he learns threes, going to be a great player. But I think with a player like Ruby's and Semino on his team this season, I think it's going to be really hard for him too.
This was Chat GPT, right?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
did.
Okay. I will
Besides,
say
besides Semino, Ruby's
Well, it
Oh,
actually
Nem.
might not have,
Well,
because
Nem.
Ruby's might have been
Yeah.
like pick Samino, and then Nem
Yeah.
was just whoever fell as the last pick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this could have been a like ChatGPT
Actual
to
person.
pick Ruby's, and then he just
Yeah.
did the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this is actually the first C tier. You might have individually marked somebody as C, but like collectively, nobody's fallen to C. This is
Right,
the first
right.
one.
Oh shit!
And this
Yeah.
definitely is the tier with the biggest difference, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think Ruby's could have had. He had first pick, right? First pick into
Yeah,
this tier.
first pickups.
Yeah, no,
Second.
he absolutely trolled 100% picking Semino. I get that they're friends and whatnot, but when you're playing in a competitive league, friendship flies out the door. This was a horrible pick.
Yeah, maybe if this was in like A tier or B tier, like or C, like
Yeah,
it'd be fine.
yeah.
It'd be fine. Play with
Yeah.
your friends, fuck it.
Yeah.
But it's
But in
just
this tier,
too many
with
heavy hitters.
the skill being like this, dude, you could have picked up
Yeah.
Ascended, could have picked up Sly. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, I would have even liked to seen a Shack House over this guy.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree. Even though he's a really
you know.
chill dude and he's cool to talk to. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
cool guy.
Really cool
strictly
people.
skill. Yeah, strictly skill. Like, and my personal opinion too.
Yeah.
That's just how we see it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it is
he's
what
I
it
guess
is.
first C tier, and we got King Kongs, and I feel like you guys would be surprised by like what I have to say about this, but I think they're actually gonna be lower than Moby Dicks. And
Listen,
I
man,
think that as well. I
here's-
just that's the number 3.
I think
Yeah,
it's
bro.
right.
Listen, here's what I'm gonna tell you. Last season, all right, Bass, Kyle got knocked out of playoffs by Carr, Rob, and Fishy. All right, if you can't overcome Carr, Rob, and Fishy, losing 4-1, brother. Come on now.
Okay,
Talk to me.
4-1 is actually kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
I know it is.
That's
I do it
fun.
all. I MVP'd one game, by the way. I think Fishy got the other two.
Guys, what do you have
and
to
Rob
say
got
about
one.
that? I can't wait to see the
Oh,
league
yep.
general chat being fucking
No, but
tossed
however,
up by fucking.
however, I do have huge respect for all three of these players.
Oh, yeah,
Bass has been giving me some pointers on how
I
to get
love
better.
Bass.
Kadoku also been giving me some pointers on how to get better. Kyle, talk shit to me all the time, but I know, he's a chill guy. Whenever we
He's a
did our list
sweetheart.
game,
Yeah, he's a
yeah,
sweetheart.
whenever we did our list game, he told me that I was a lot better than he thought. And props to me. So I do have a respect for Kyle just for that.
Bass, I
you
love
know,
your team.
huge- You know,
I love
But,
Bass. I
um,
love you as a
love
person,
it.
Bass. Hated being on your team last season. That shit sucked ass. Made me hate the league. Didn't want to play again. But
Yeah.
love you as a person, Bass.
huge respect for all three players. I do think coming into the tier list,
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
think
mean,
this-
really solid.
I think we have them in the
I
right
think they're
place
better
here.
than the 3 teams below them, and I think they're just slightly worse than the 2 teams above them.
Yeah.
100%. Now going into playoff predictions, chat. We obviously see who the top three are, right?
Yeah.
And we obviously see who's definitely not going to be in the playoffs. So the question is, Nessies versus Wraiths, who's making it in there, and
I
who's
think
not?
Wraiths have an edge. I think they have an edge, but then like once they get to playoffs, it's gonna suck because they're not.
Yeah,
gonna
because
I would
win.
agree.
Nimbus.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it's like damn it.
I would agree. I think when Nimbus gets here, that team's going to go from being where they're at to being, along the. I was going to say along the same lines as Jormungandr, but I'm not going to lie to us like that. They're going to be better than Jormungandr still. However, unless you definitely have a touch on them. I think it honestly just depends. I think these two teams are interchangeable. I think you can't for sure say which team's going to go where. I think this is
Right.
going to be a big growth factor.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, I think Wraiths, like I said, have a little tiny edge getting into that fourth spot.
Yeah,
But
I
then
agree. I
it's gonna
agree.
suck when Nimbus
Yeah.
gets in, and then they're gonna crash and burn against the first seed, and it's gonna be like, fuck, unfortunate.
Oh yeah.
But hey, I would be cool to see Nessies get there though.
Oh,
I'd be
100%.
happy. I'd be like, okay, cool. Like,
I think.
awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Crazy enough, our first C tier team coming into the S tier, by the way.
Right. That's my
And
thoughts on it, too.
honestly, well deserved. And anybody who wants to say anything against it, you can see me in the league general chat. I will happily argue my case.
But
Fuck
if
you
your
all.
Gander somehow get first seed or something or make
Dude,
playoffs, I'm gonna be like, hey,
Bro, I'll hold it against
Hey.
you the entire, like, the rest
I'll
of
Bro.
my life.
I'll suck
You
all
guys
three
don't
of
know
their
balls.
dicks all next season. All next season. I'll be like, fuck it. They're the best. They're the best. Fuck it. I'm
Yeah,
out
bro.
there.
I
Just
think
anything to take
there's-
away?
Well,
no,
me
I
to
think
take away?
S tier has a definitely dominant team. S tier has a definitely non-dominant team. I think those 4 teams in the middle are going to be fighting for it,
Mhm.
especially those bottom 2. But we'll see how it goes. I think honestly this season, I think we can be proven wrong in a lot of different ways. Don't take these lists, take them with a grain of salt. Whenever you're watching
these
or
are
not.
some
But
GC
we're
one,
not.
barely GC2
Yeah, bro.
players giving our
Yeah,
takes.
dude, we're not professionals. We're not coaches, anything
Hey,
like that. This
most
is just,
casters
I
aren't
don't
high
analyze
ranked,
the game for a living.
True.
I do want to ask. So, out of all the tiers, right? The S tier, A tier, typically, like the last 2 seasons, right? It is definitely more exciting to watch the S tier games. Like, do you think it's gonna be the same way this time around? Like, is it gonna be close games? Like watching the Night Stalkers, are they just gonna shit on everybody where it's not even gonna be fun to watch, or is it still gonna be a competition? And then with
Still
that,
comp.
what tier do you think is gonna be just like every stream game is gonna be a banger? Like yeah,
Like B.
I think that's
you
the
think
A tier
B?
for that
I was
one.
thinking
A
A.
tier's
I think
A tier's gonna be
100%.
that super close the whole season.
That's what I'm
Oh
thinking.
yeah, I think S tier is gonna have some games that's gonna be a blowout. I think it's gonna have some games that are gonna be close. But I do frankly believe there's gonna be more blowouts than there are close games. I think A tier is gonna have the closest games
Mhm.
and the most exciting games to watch. I think these players have the most to prove going into the season, especially being in a no sub area of the game and not being the best in the league. These are the people who want to get into the S tier next season. These are the people
Yeah.
who are going to try their best, try their hardest, and do what they can to be able to accomplish that. I mean, speaking from experience, I mean, I'm working my ass off as we speak. Well, I'm recording a podcast, but you know what I mean.
He's gaming.
But
in the background.
I'm working my ass off trying to get better so I can get into the S tier, and I think a lot of people know how passionate I am about the competition of this league, the competition of the game, how badly I want to get into S tier, and I think if everybody doesn't have a similar mentality, then maybe we're wrong. Maybe A tier is not going to be as exciting as we think. But I think all of these A tier players have a pretty similar mentality, and I think it's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts. I'm super excited. I think A tier is definitely going to be the games to watch.
I think A tier, like when you're watching it, it's the one you can kind of like throw your full support behind, right? You find a team that you really like, and you can actually like cheer them on, and like you're rooting for them every game. And it's like, S tier,
Oh, yeah.
you kind of have the one that you expect to win, but like A tier, you could really like you could vote for the underdog. You could just find like a middle ground team that you think is going to improve over the season, and like just keep tabs on them, and keep watching. I think that
Oh, yeah.
like that helps with tuning, right? Like it's like having a football team you like really enjoy watching. You just
Yeah,
you tune
exactly.
in, you keep tabs, you're always rooting. I think it'd be like that with A tier. And
100%.
the A tier, based off your guys' placements, 4 B tier teams. Like I mean, and then the other ones A tier, like they're so close. So I think that kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, and even then, those A tier teams don't have like a crazy edge on those B tier teams. I
Right.
think it really is anybody's game going into A tier.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
really.
If you're one tier
Like,
away from each other, I mean, you still have a chance to win.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I think though everybody is so closely bunched into skill level wise in A tier. Like it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be exciting. If you're not putting your hours in, then it's gonna be really rough for you.
yeah, I agree.
First
But
game
I
is
will
next
say
week.
S tier. Oh, is it?
Preseason.
Sorry, I'm asking.
Preseason
Yeah,
game.
preseason game next
Preseason
week.
Yeah, preseason
Yeah.
game is going to
Oh,
be
the schedule's supposed to be coming out today, I think.
What was it?
either
right?
today. today or tomorrow.
Oh wait, maybe it was tomorrow. Maybe the schedule's supposed to come out tomorrow.
Well, no matter what,
Yeah, I believe
a stream game
tomorrow.
will be next week on the what is that? The 26th, right?
Oh, schedule will be released tonight.
Oh,
Tonight it'll
Okay,
be
tonight,
released at some
tonight.
point.
Okay,
So look out for it. Well,
yeah.
I
Well, I
suppose
guess
y'all are gonna already
we're in
see
the
it.
past.
Y'all are gonna already see it. But we'll have the schedule. I guess going into the podcast on Monday, we can talk about preseason matches, talk about the schedule and how we think it's gonna go.
Yeah. See
Yeah,
how teams are looking.
Yeah, and also one
yeah.
thing is we're gonna send the tier maker link with the post of this YouTube video, so that you guys can make your own predictions. And I want to see those posted in the League General chat. Show your ball
maybe-
knowledge. Yeah.
Maybe
Tell us
even
how we
we'll
did.
go ahead and add a podcast interactive channel where y'all can post them. That way we don't flood anything.
Or that, yeah, could be.
And whatnot. I'll get to talking to Dirty about
I
it.
think it'd be
but,
good to have a chat
yeah.
chat where we can specifically talk podcast stuff, so it's not in general. Because
100%.
I never see general. I can't lie.
That's
I don't
true.
look at
That's
that shit.
true.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, how you
We can
do-
wrap it up here though
Yeah.
for the
Yeah, we can wrap it up,
podcast. Those
yeah.
were our tier predictions after the
Yeah.
draft.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Let us know what you think.
100%. But yeah.
Peace.
Hope you enjoyed it, chat. Peace.
4th episode. Yes, sir.